I tried to do it before turning, before hitting the record button. Yeah.
Me.
It's very selfish.
Well, it's all about me today.
Apparently it's all about Matt today. It is, because some idiot, I'm not going to tell you his name, but it rhymes with dismay.
Ooh.
Forgot his fucking notebook with all the notes for this movie.
Uh-oh.
So we're going. Now, thankfully, I watched this shit yesterday. So we're going off day old memories here.
Okay, day old memories. I watched it about 50 minutes ago.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to take the reins here.
Yeah, I got the reins, which in my hands become more of a noose. But that's cool.
That's fine. And I'll provide the stool.
Sample. Okay, well, let's see. Right off the bat, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club. We'll get that in the first minute. There we go.
Oh,
nailed
sick.
it. It's,
how many times does that fucking happen?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. It's like 6 minutes in and we're talking about fecal matter.
Yeah.
Notice how I just stopped that fecal matter talk right before it started.
Well, you said the good punchline, and then the rest of it would be trying to catch up to that good punchline anyway, probably.
Yeah.
There's only so many jokes you can make about shit before, you're treading water, brown water.
And this is a good mature podcast, so we curb that fecal matter talk right at the door. Check your shit when you wipe it,
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
That's it. We only discuss important matters here, and fecals aren't important.
How was your week? You have a good week?
Fuck. It's fucking hot.
It's very hot.
It's literally 41 degrees Celsius today.
Yeah, and you know what? I can already feel the difference.
Yeah.
We turned the air conditioner off a few minutes ago. And
so
was it on? I don't know.
Working shitheaded outside for the majority of it. And so I'm not stoked.
Yeah, if you hear any ruffling, that's me just taking my shirt off because it's just too much in here.
We're gonna end up naked by the end of this podcast,
as we must.
Yeah,
that's the prophecy.
The first time.
So Grindhouse Movie Club, welcome to the podcast. You go to darkroastcult.com, check it out. Listen to more episodes. Listen to less episodes. Buy some pins.
Yep.
Buy some coffee. I don't know. Just go to the website.
Listen to all of the options you have to fill time and spend money.
All I ask is that you go to the website. And also thanks to Andrew for making the music.
Fucking Andrew, killing it.
Just killing it. There'll be I've been putting his link into the description to this podcast, but SoundCloud decides that it's just gonna make it at his username.
Yeah.
So you have to take his username and put it into SoundCloud to get to his page.
That's fucking stupid.
I just wanted to point that out. We're not just hey, thanks, here's no link.
Now here's where I'm confused. Because if it's already shortening the link, right? And thus breaking the link to his own page, how is that effective?
Right?
The way that their shit is programmed is so that you can't click through a link to another SoundCloud page, is what you're saying.
You can if you're on SoundCloud, but everywhere else, it doesn't appear as a link. Okay.
So fucking somebody listening to this shit on iTunes or whatever.
Yeah, you just see his username.
Okay, well that's stupid.
So you gotta take that, put it into SoundCloud.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
All right, well that's dumb.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Andrew, here's hoping that more people listen on SoundCloud than not, so that you can get some actual fucking, I don't know what would you call that? Clout, I guess?
Click through.
Yeah.
We'll call it click through. On my walk to work yesterday, I was walking.
That makes sense so far.
I oftentimes walk through the park. It's a great way to walk.
It's funny you say that because I immediately think I know where this story's going. Because I know what park you're speaking of.
Yes.
And I know the nature of that park these days.
It's an interesting park. It used to be a good place to bring your children.
You can skateboard there.
They
have these cool benches. It was awesome.
Yeah. You can still do that. You just have to kick flip over the homeless.
Yeah. Just like Tony Hawk 2. Ollie the Magic Bum.
Yeah, I do remember Ollie the Magic Bum. That not only was his name Ollie the Magic Bum, but you have to Ollie
You had
over
to
him.
Ollie the Magic Bum.
Yeah.
And he was magic because every time you Ollied him, he would go to a different cardboard that was just splayed out on the concrete somewhere else in the level. And when you ollied over him, he had like a couple catchphrases. The one I remember the most is he would just go, "Ugh!"
Man, you're bringing back memories. And like you got him, but you also got like the old butler from Tomb Raider 2.
Fuck yeah, you do.
You bump into him and he does the exact same shit.
Yep.
You hear the glass clink and then he just shits his fucking pants.
Now, I believe both were Activision, so I'm wondering if it's just the same sound bite. Like, they just copy-pasted it into fucking Tony Hawk afterward?
No, they just got an old man on their payroll. Like, we need fart sounds, old man. They just shove him into the room. Oh. It hurts a little bit.
Why is it a surprise and a shock and somehow, like, shamefully painful?
I don't know.
And just like that, we're back to shitting.
So anyway, I was walking through the park and
speaking of shitting, you probably saw somebody do that.
I didn't this time, but I'm sure I will in the future.
Merely the fact that you had to specify this time suggests a possibility level that makes me uncomfortable.
I've seen a lot of things in the park. Well, so the park is no man's land at this point. I saw a motorized wheelchair just sitting there by a trash can.
Okay.
I was like, oh. Guess somebody didn't need that anymore.
That's Oscar the Grouch's RV.
Does he not have?
That's his mobile home.
Can he not? Can he not walk?
You know, I sort of always assumed that his lower half had assimilated into like a gooey Borg in there.
Like he's just he's like a snail, and that's the shape.
Yeah,
it's his trash can.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a hermit crab.
Disgusting. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I was walking. I like walked kind of by the chair, looked, and I'm like, oh, there's like a pile of stuff in the chair. Huh. Really hope that person's walking around somewhere because they no longer needs the chair. But
like a miracle happened.
Yeah. The closer I got, the more person-shaped it became. And then the more I looked at it, I realized that they were like slouched out of their chair, like this.
Oh, sideways.
Yeah. So
you saw like just what you thought was a pile of clothing on the chair or nearby it, and it was a person in those clothes.
Yes, and they were hanging half out of their chair.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I hope they're reaching for something.
No.
I mean, maybe they could be sleeping, and
that's true.
If there's one thing I'm not going to do, it's wake up a sleeping person in their home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk into somebody's living space and be like, hey, buddy, you okay?
In their home?
I don't want somebody doing that to me.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, maybe they're sleeping. Maybe they're reaching for something. Like, there's a squirrel. Maybe they're trying to feed that squirrel. Mm-hmm. And I kept walking. My hands were full. What am I going to do?
Kick it? I don't know.
Every once in a while, I turn around. They're, like, still slouched over. Uh-oh. Keep walking. Turn around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Keep walking. They're still slouched. So I eventually, like, I saw security coming. I'm like, hey, you got to do something, man. Mm-hmm. What the fuck's going on here?
You probably do your job.
Yeah, there's a dead guy in a chair over there. What the fuck?
Listen, the worst case scenario here is that he's dead. The problem is that he's made no indication to anyone that that's not true.
And I can't be the first person to have walked by him.
Yeah.
It was like 9 a.m.
You're the first person who cared enough to retain the fact that he existed for more than 10 seconds. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I gotta get groceries.
Well, busy day. All right, well, what movie did we do this week?
Fuck. Well, we did You're Next at my behest. And let me just say right off the bat, I forgot how much I like this movie. And there's a couple reasons for that. The main one, though, is that as I was watching it, and I told you about this, but there is a scene from a different movie where a child gets molested in the woods by a man pretending to be a bear.
Yes.
And I thought it was this movie. And when I first had the thought, I was like a third of the way through, I was like, oh, it's coming. So I apologized. And then it turns out I was wrong. Oh. Now, I can't remember what movie that is, and I think that's for the best.
It is. To be honest, I can't wait for the movie when we do actually see it. And, there it is.
I'm going to try really hard to avoid anything to do with that being a possibility in a film that we choose.
I'm not going to Google it. But if it happens to end up in the movie I choose, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I'm certainly not going to Google any of what you just said and like see what's there, you know?
It might honestly be foreign. Given what you described to me. It sounds like a German film.
Yeah, it really definitely one of those black and white ones, eh?
Oh boy.
So we watched You're Next.
Yeah.
movie from 2011.
A whole lot of nobody famous in this movie, with the exception of, I think, one person.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't recognize. It's just a sea of white faces.
I'll tell you, I fucked up. I'm looking right at this IMDb page that has the actors' names.
There you go.
And it's Joe Swanberg, who, and I think he looks like Dexter.
I was thinking he looked like the offspring of Bill Hader a little bit.
Sure. That also, we'll just go Dexter and Bill Hader because of the mouth.
Yeah, he's the dumb brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I only wrote dumb brother.
The fucking
The dumb brother.
idiot brother.
I thought
whose favorite form of media is television commercials.
Oh, we'll get to that because there's a lot of.
Ooh.
Okay. So do you have two sentences or less to ruin this thing in?
Hey, Ma, money over everything.
I like it. I like it.
The premise of this movie is that there's a family get together. They all have dinner for their parents' anniversary, and one of them suddenly notices via an arrow through his head that there are people outside trying to kill them. Mm-hmm. And then we learn that they've been hired by someone, but we don't get to learn who until very late into the movie.
Yeah, I wrote lock your door or the wildlife will get in.
Fuck you.
And like,
it's a guy in a tiger mask, a guy in a lamb mask, and then
there's a wolf, a mountain lion.
Okay.
And yeah, there might be a lion or something like that. One time I didn't lock my garage door, and I came out and there was a raccoon in there, like in the daytime.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I
was gone for like 5 minutes.
This isn't a locked door story, but my boss Tim. He had a hole in his roof for quite some time that needed to be fixed. And I may have told this before on the podcast. Anyway, he was told roofers are coming one day, and he's got a window so that he can walk out onto his own roof.
Yeah.
In the upstairs. So he's like, well, I better check and see if they fixed this since they were here today. And he went up there, and he looked right in the hole. 2 raccoons staring right back at him in his attic.
Ah.
So he left them.
Oh, he didn't evict them.
No, at that point I think they have some kind of tenancy, right? Like once you got to go through the landlord, and it's a whole they don't want to sign the paperwork.
Squatters' rights.
Yeah.
Squatters
so you just sort of
oh my god.
You try to make their life as miserable as possible. You just like smoke indoors if they don't like that. Swear like have parties late night.
Loud music.
Take all the trash out in really sealed bags.
Yep.
That they can't, like fucking titanium briefcases.
Mm-hmm. Really put probably the peanut butter lids on real tight.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I know how to evict rodents.
Hopefully those raccoons took the damn hint.
Yeah.
The goddamn hint.
Now, the hole has since been sealed, so I'm really hoping they took that hint sooner than later.
You know what's a lot of fun is I had birds living in a hole in my porch.
Yeah.
And one day I didn't hear birds anymore, so we just sealed that up.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope those birds weren't in there.
Yeah.
If they were, okay.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, one fell out onto the porch and died, so it was kind of like, that's enough of this. Mm-hmm. You can't just be letting your kids just wander.
So yeah, the hope is that the roofers either saw the raccoons and did something about it. What's I think more likely is that they didn't see them and they just exist in that attic now. Like a panic room, but they didn't close the door.
Yes.
Someone else did for them.
More like the room.
Yeah, just, yep.
That horrible movie.
Listen,
well, not horrible movie, but...
If that was a horror movie, we would have watched it by now.
Not horror, horrible.
Yep.
But I mean, it's all right.
It's funny. It's funny in the bad way.
Okay, so it's a movie about a woman who's locked in a room and has horrible things happen to her.
Oh, okay, different movie.
Yes, I'm thinking about
I'm thinking of the Tommy Wiseau hilarious B movie.
Oh yeah, so
you're thinking of something much different.
That's Room, or no, that one's The Room.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking of Room.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll ever need to see that.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Probably shouldn't be from your description.
Yeah, here we are. And that movie has been made.
Speaking of movies that have been made, we watched Your Next this week.
This movie, made by a company called Snoot Films.
Didn't notice that. And I saw the icon, and I was like, okay, I can look away because it's icon, and I know them.
So what I noticed was during these little title card intros, the one for Snoot Films, you hear. It goes Snoot Films, and then the audio for the movie cuts in, and it's people fucking.
Now it's it's one person really aggressively fucking another person.
Yeah.
Who is much less aggressive about it.
Yeah. So like I didn't catch on that this was the movie I was hearing.
You just thought that was their like title audio?
Yeah, I was like, oh, what the fuck, Snoot Films? I was half expecting like the dude's voice to be like, yeah, fucking say it. And then like a girl's voice does like the Pengu like Snoot.
Oh no. I would have turned that shit off right away.
Yeah, well, I don't that's not good business. That's just
No, it's bad.
That's just bad
marketing. Yeah.
So I'm really happy that didn't happen.
It didn't really help the intro scene from not happening, though, which did.
Yeah, so open on the sounds of marital consummation.
Yeah, and we learn very quickly that it's only satisfying for one of the two people involved.
Yes.
Now, this woman's name, and again, let me just... Caitlin Scheel. First of all, have one name if your name is Caitlin. Don't have it be two names. I'm just going to say that.
Yep.
Secondly, I don't know if you noticed, but she looks like she has narcolepsy.
I mean, she just looked very unsatisfied.
And then tired perpetually. Like later on, she's investigating like noise outside or whatever, and her eyes never open all the way.
Well, she wasn't satisfied.
That's it? She's just fucking... Well...
She got halfway up the hill and then...
He goes, I'm going to go take a shower without any, like, post-coital conversation at all.
That's not good.
There's no, that was great. How was that for you? I love you, maybe? No, gonna grab a shower.
Yeah,
and she goes, well, then I'm going to drink your vodka a lot.
This is not a great way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be tender. You gotta be loving. You can't just go, I'm gonna wash you off me now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wash your slimes off.
I'm gonna take this whore bath for you.
Yeah. And so yeah, you learned that she clearly wasn't satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And
could you tell by the fact that she would like refuse to make eye contact with him afterward?
That and how she just kind of like moped around the house in an
put on terrible music and just drank about it.
And an unbuttoned shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know how people are wearing unbuttoned shirts with the boobs falling out.
I mean, they were out for like a short period.
Yeah, but like
you think that they would go through the center like to open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how the curtain is draped like that, but like it must be taped down. Because anytime I wear like an unbuttoned shirt, it just flows to each side of me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you see the whole thing.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, probably not what you want.
No. So I don't understand people are wearing their shirts like that and just not having their boobs out.
What you should do is the Cholo thing and just have the top button.
Yeah.
That way it turns into a Superman cape if there's even a light breeze. And then you feel like you're important to people.
Okay. Well, you've sold me. This is Fashion Tips with Jay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, you know what? I could jump off some buildings like that.
Right? Especially after looking in the mirror.
Shit. Okay, so here we are. We are.
These people's names in the movie are inconsequential because they get killed immediately.
Yeah. One girl looks unsatisfied with the sex she had. Mm-hmm. The guy looks like that dude from Grand Theft Auto.
Trevor?
Trevor. He looks like Trevor. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's the guy from... He looks like he is the guy from The Walking Dead. I don't know.
Right.
He's one of Negan's pals.
I thought you were going to say a racist word just then.
No. His name is Negan.
Okay. They should change that. People like me will get confused. The age difference between these two folks, like he's like fucking 50 and male pattern baldnessed up, and she's like 28.
Yeah.
Why are you there?
I wasn't sure if this was like a stepdad kind of deal or if this was like a paid for.
Yeah, maybe she hooking
service.
But given where they're located, prostitutes come out into the middle of nowhere where your closest neighbor is a long walk down a dirt road away.
See, I was also thinking, my thought was, this guy looks too dirty to be in this nice house.
Yeah.
These folks are squatting.
That could be, yeah, sure. The first thing we do, unsatisfyingly bang in the bed. But yeah, and then we raid the liquor cabinet.
Bust in a house, there's nobody home.
Yeah.
Fucking the big bed.
Yeah, dude.
Who cares?
We'll take the mom and dad, obviously, bed, actually.
Yeah. Why are you fucking in the twin bed when the queen's up there?
Yeah.
Let's be honest, California King, it's a big house.
That's a giant fucking bed. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind
it's like 7x6. It's huge.
That's like the Brady Bunch bed. It's the bed the whole family sleeps in. So yeah, she pours herself a drink. She looks really disappointed about the sex they had. And then the guy comes out of the shower and he like drinks her drink.
Yeah.
And that's when you realize like, oh, she's not there. And she just had that drink in her hand. Mm-hmm. Oh.
So there was some kind of noise outside. She investigated or tried to like just look out the window briefly, which is not, I'm going to get to how bad of an investigation tactic it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then he walks into the room where she was because she puts the drink down and she doesn't notice the blood, the giant, "You're next," written in blood on the first thing you see, which is the fucking giant sliding door window to the back.
With plenty of light coming through.
No, I want that drink first.
Yeah, well.
What is this, a screwdriver? I've now ignored everything in my surroundings because liquor is present.
Smells like fermented potatoes. And he's just like fucking like a proboscis tongue. Just.
I hate that image.
Well, that's the image I got. Mm-hmm. That's the image I'm living with.
That's probably what his wiener looks like.
Well, she did look unset. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe if she looked a little bit more frightened.
I'm sure there's proboscis dildos.
Yeah, there's got to be.
I've seen.
If there's dragon ones.
Yeah, you're just begging for a proboscis at that point. Mm-hmm. That's the thing a fly has, if you're wondering.
Yeah, or mosquitoes, etc.
Science.
Yep.
So yeah. Your next is written there, and guess what? He was next.
He sure was. At least these killers don't lie.
Yeah, they don't fuck around.
True to their word.
They write a lot of checks that their asses can catch. That's the whole deal. They're just like they're like, you're next. I'm not gonna go until you're next, and we got you.
Yeah. That's just what's happening to you.
And woodly do. They get him.
Woodly do.
Woodly do. I believe the girl's also like laying outside dead. So
yeah, she is. You see her in the reflection.
Yeah, but he just doesn't notice the dead body as well.
I think he does notice the dead body because that's why he turns around and then he gets fucking smoked.
Okay. All right. Well, cut to just a fucking Jeep driving down a road.
Yep.
To a terrible forest.
Now, I want to point out that this isn't effective. It's just 2 shots. Mm-hmm. And both shots, you see nothing but the woods they're going into. So, like, in 2 shots in 5 seconds, we already know that they're driving in, like, the middle of nowhere for some reason.
Yeah. If you live in, I don't know, our area of Ontario, if you leave your fucking city,
you're gonna see that.
Yeah, you drive out and you look out through a cornfield, there's gonna be a big bunch of fucking dirty, dark, dead-looking trees. No matter where you go. That's what they were driving into.
They call London the Forest City, and the trade-off is that sometimes that forest looks like it just burnt to the ground.
It's a bad trade-off, but here we are.
Oh, but it's so nice in the springtime.
It's good for the bees.
Yeah, fucking bees. All right.
So yeah, look, this is why like rich people just shouldn't live in the woods. Mm-hmm. Rich people should live where people can see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because that's how cults get started.
It is.
So you got these rich people just driving to their house in the middle of nowhere.
This is the mother and father of everybody. I believe it's Paul and Aubrey. I don't remember. I think it's Aubrey. Either way.
Again.
Paul's wife establishes right away that she's a bitch. Hey, somebody moved into that house. Oh, it'll be nice to have some neighbors. And she's like, I guess.
It was so they were like, oh yeah, he just got divorced.
Right.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I guess it'll be good to have some neighbors. Yeah, I guess adulterers. Fucking divorcees in my neighborhood.
And like, if I'm too quick to judge on that, trust me when she makes no illusions about how much of a twat she is.
Oh my God.
Very shortly after that.
Oh yeah, she doesn't even like to hide her twat.
And it's fine.
She lets her twattiness just hang right out.
Yeah, and like smell.
This is the problem with rich white people.
Yeah, you get entitled.
Yeah.
And you get so entitled that when you show up to your house that you're working on so that you don't live in, and there's sheets on the furniture so you clearly haven't been there in a long time, and the door's unlocked and it shouldn't be, your reaction is to go, that's weird.
Yeah, and then take a step in and go, guess nobody broke in.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong.
Hey, guess what? Your house is in the forest, and your neighbors are a country block away. Last time you left, ostensibly, you locked that shit. His excuse is like, well, I guess the guys working here just left the door unlocked last time. Number 1, fire them, because they didn't lock your house when they left. Mm-hmm. Number 2, that's still plenty of time for someone to get in there.
Yeah.
Check everywhere. Check every room. you know what? He fucking doesn't check every room.
He doesn't check any fucking rooms.
He goes
immediately.
Yeah, the only reason why he even checks anything is because, like, somebody drops an elephant upstairs.
Yeah.
And he doesn't hear that shit despite the fact that he's in the house where it happened. His wife does.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they were doing up there, it made the chandelier shake, and he's like, yeah. Okay, all right.
And then this woman, like, downplays it when she shouldn't have. She goes, I heard footsteps. The elephant man's footsteps?
You heard somebody jumping off the top bunk.
Robert Wadlow dying of a stroke while standing up?
Jesus.
Robert Wadlow is the world's tallest man.
I was going to say, I have no idea who that is.
He was 8'11".
Wow, so he probably hit the floor quite hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it wasn't just it's if it's footsteps, it's a bag of feet, and somebody threw it down on the ground.
Somebody is dropping their collection of hammers from like head height.
Yeah, dude. So fucking in between this, we get the first pair of the son of these parents and the girlfriend that nobody's ever met before, and for some reason she's Australian.
Yeah, well, something you don't learn until the middle of the movie, which is, I mean, comes in real handy, the fact that she grew up on a survivalist ranch in the middle of the outback.
It comes in handy right away when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah, make no mention. That would be my whole, like, hey, I'm from the outback, mate.
Yeah.
You ever been to the outback? Yeah, mate, I was fucking there.
You know the outback, but somehow it's worse because I spent 20 years with doomsday preppers.
That would be my whole personality.
Like, she's everywhere she's going is with a bug out bag. That must have come up in conversation. Hey, what's this bag of toilet paper and D rations that you have to church here?
How many knives do you really need when you're going to the convenience store?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to need to start a fire in rush hour traffic.
Anyway, so they don't mention that until they need to, when that comes in handy, when she becomes John Wick. But, yeah, this first couple, when they're driving down the road, I thought my assumption was that they're going to rob these people.
Really?
Because they're talking about their dad's big load. They're like, yeah, my dad's loaded. It's huge. And then it turns out they were going to dinner.
You phrased that really well. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
You did that on purpose to me. They're talking about the dad's big load. We're going to go see his load. Are you ready?
You sure your parents got this big load? Oh, yeah, they're loaded.
Oh, my God.
They also... I don't know why I made that sound.
That's the cum sound.
He also mentions his mom's on medication.
Just because there's no liquor in the house. Good on... This woman's name is Erin. Good on her for... I'm going to meet my fucking boyfriend's family for the first time, and we started off as a teacher and a teacher's assistant. I'll need to get drunk for this, please. Because same. Even if it's not a weird relationship that would be questionable to some people, I'm going to need to be drunk for this.
Yeah. It might be easier to take the questions.
I have to sit at a dinner table, which is something that I have not done in probably a decade. I'll need to be drunk.
You're gonna tell me I got an evening of rich white people I gotta talk to?
We're gonna play charades, probably.
Waspy old white people who all look the goddamn same.
And because he's fixing up a house, that's all he's gonna talk about.
He's gonna want to give you the tour. Yeah, you're gonna want to be just shit-faced for that tour.
100%.
How many times is he gonna tell you about all the afternoons he spent watching the help fix that fucking house up? Yeah, I sat right there with a lemonade while they put these bay windows in. Oh, hard afternoon.
You should have seen their Hispanic work ethic.
I had to ask one of them to stop to make more lemonade. Oh.
Dude, they should just know. So, yeah, we get with that. And then Dad's up there investigating the huge mammoth stomp that his wife just heard.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when they arrive... his son just fucking sneaks up on him despite the fact that he's holding a fire poker.
You get like a shot where he's coming down the hallway and you see somebody kind of come out from behind him. And that person is definitely holding a weapon.
And he's got the friggin' fireplace flue or whatever thing it is.
It's not even...
It looked like a cane, all right? I understand.
Whatever he pulled out of that thing was not it was literally a club.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a fire poker.
It was like a pimp cane.
It was like a tool that you don't need for the fire.
I was just giving it the benefit of the doubt because you only see like a golden bauble for the handle.
It was like a fancy baton.
Yeah.
It was like a rich person's baton.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And then, boo, Dad, please don't brain me with that weapon you're carrying.
Yeah. By the way, he's searching this house begrudgingly.
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with it.
He was like, "Are you sure you heard a sound?"
It must be your meds.
Fine, I'll check some house. I'm gonna go up the stairs and you say hello.
I'll check part of the house.
Like he goes up there, hello.
First of all, fuck you.
Hello.
You know what happens when you say hello and you think there's an intruder? They intrude upon your ability to continue living.
Are there any intruders? Ooh woo.
Oh,
yeah, no. Look, if it's me,
please don't surprise me now that I've audibly given my position away.
Yeah, I'm looking to have a nice conversation with strangers in my house. No, if it was me, you're like, oh, I heard a sound. I've already got a knife in my hand.
Yeah,
and
guess
like,
what? We're running up the stairs with a knife, and we swing until we hit something soft.
Yeah, there's no hello. It's get the fuck out of my... even if there's nobody, I'm up there screaming, get the fuck out!
Yeah, 100%.
Like the classic Texas chainsaw, like, what the hell are you doing in my house? Bring it!
When I went camping on the Canadian Shield, apparently there were some people walking around some of my friends' tents at like 2:30 a.m.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I just went out with a machete and started yelling that I would fuck a ghost in the face. We never saw anyone.
And you weren't kicked out?
No,
okay.
because it's national it's Canadian Shield land. There's no regulation up there.
All right. Well, I guess, yeah, you're up in the middle of nowhere. You can scream whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, there was a super loud party like down the river, so it was probably like people fucking around. But yeah, no, I was being I wanted to make sure even the bears heard me. And that's the mentality when you're dealing with a stranger who might be a threat.
Yeah, it's either startle or be startled.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather be the startler because you have the upper hand when you got the machete.
Yeah. And you probably will keep both of your hands.
Which is, you know,
It's the first thing to get cut off. You fucking...
Yeah, yeah. And then the dad just totally leaves. He's like, no, you go outside, wife.
Yeah. Go outside into the cold dark.
Where there are many bushes for things to be hiding in the middle of nowhere, in the dark, and go out there and cry.
This dad is like the most neglectful piece of shit dad later.
Yeah.
Or husband anyway.
He's literally a neglectful piece of shit the entire movie.
Yeah. Just super, like, we're not in any danger, even though we're clearly in danger. Like, he maintains that everything's going to be fine for way longer than anybody with a brain would.
He's maintaining things are fine when things are definitely not
There's
fine.
There's dead people, like, right there. Okay? Panic a little. Be upset.
Yeah, he checks every house, or he checks his fucking house.
Yeah.
It's only one house. He checks every room on the second floor except for the one that the guy was in. He touches the door handle. Oh, there's nobody in there.
You know, if he had continued for 5 seconds, he would have seen at least a sleeping bag and water bottles on the floor. Mm-hmm. Huh, that must be someone's. Yeah. Someone I don't want in here.
The piss bottle.
Yeah, like, that's a bottle of piss, dude.
That's a clear giveawiay that somebody's in your house pissing and they don't want to be seen.
Like
that's troubling.
There's no way that your plumbing just stops work. You're not winterizing your house.
Do you piss in bottles for that?
It wasn't even winter time.
But like when you winterize your house, do you need piss for that?
No, you just keep the pipes from having water in them, and then you turn all the water off.
Okay,
so that it doesn't freeze and bust the pipes open.
I thought
and then your cottage gets flooded, and you don't know for 8 months.
See, and here I was thinking you piss in bottles and like put it in the wall to keep the house warm. Like that's a lot of piss. People are gonna start complaining about the smell, man.
That's tons of piss.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
So
plus, you're never gonna find every single one again. You're gonna forget.
Yeah,
You know that squirrels can't remember every single walnut they've buried.
Fucking years later, one busts open, you got piss in your house.
Yeah,
and
in the walls,
and you can't dry it. That's the last place you want piss.
Yeah, mold. That's your mold and mildew right there.
And your piss.
And
like that's just.
I don't care how many ShamWows you got.
Insult to injury, right there.
Yeah.
Your house is toxic, and there's piss. So we go back. Yeah. By the way, this guy's son, his name is Crispin.
His name is
Crispin.
Pronounced Crispin?
Crispin.
It has an A in it somewhere.
I don't care. It's Crispin.
Yeah.
There's
only one Crispin on Earth, and it's Crispin Glover, and you may know him from Back to the Future.
Yeah, everything else is actually just crispers. The cracker, you're mistaking the two.
It's like, what other, and then we have Drake, his brother.
Drake. Drake was...
And then Felix, their other brother.
Bad names, just
terrible
weird,
names across the board.
just waspy white people names.
It's like trying to be unique with your kids' names.
This movie is a sea of white faces, and to be honest, they start to blend together halfway through.
A little bit, they do, yeah.
Like I was like, oh, here's the father and the mother, or whatever. Oh shit, okay, white people.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 more coming.
Yeah.
Okay, I can keep 4 of them.
Well,
I can keep that. That's fine.
Hold on to your horses and your hats.
The next day, a flood of white people come in, and I'm done.
It's the landing at fucking whatever that rock when Christopher Columbus showed up.
That rock. By the way, that's a tiny ass rock.
It's just really small,
and like it's not even a rock.
I wanted to call it Pride Rock, and I know that's not what it is.
That's not. I can't remember.
It's fucking Blarney Stone. I don't
know. The Blarney Stone.
I know it. I know.
Okay. What is it? Is it just Pilgrim Rock?
It's not called Pilgrim Rock. It's got some weird ass name that's supposed to be memorable.
Well, here we are.
Yeah. We're just gonna call it Prospect Hill.
Prospect Hill.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a fun fact. You can Google this. I'm pretty sure it was the Mayflower. The Mayflower. Who gives a shit? Some old fucking boat that had white people on it.
I don't give a fuck about your boat's name. Guess what? Boat.
The shitty boat that brought all the terrible people to this half of the country.
The least consequential. That's like naming the chainsaw you use to murder people. I don't care. It works.
That fucking boat, it came from a place called Hofasho. Hofasho.
Well, I need you to know that about an hour north of here, there's a town called Flesherton. And then about an hour east of here, there's a town called Puslinch. Yep. And I was just in a place called Wartburg.
These places that's not aging well.
No, these are all horrid. I don't know who the fuck colonized this area of southwestern Ontario, but they're a fucking dickhead for naming it.
Gross people.
Gross is, the Grossingtons.
Like, you know what a wart is. A wart's been a wart forever.
I don't want to live in a burg of them.
Disgusting.
Ugh.
I don't even...
Super small town, 1 elementary school, so it's probably people just covered in warts there.
Well, they're contagious. You let a frog piss on you, that's what you get. I don't even know if that's true.
I'm willing to believe it.
So
there's not a whole lot that, like, I expected the first night, because it's just the one, it's just Crispin and Aaron in the house with mom and dad. I fully expected them to bang, but they just sort of cuddled lovingly in the bed. And
had they just gave like story exposition that you didn't really need.
For sure.
They allude to the fact that the family's going to be some trouble.
Yeah, hold on to your hats, Aaron. This is going to be weird.
Some fucking waves coming.
And it turns out what's weird is Crispin's got a fucking inferiority complex. I can't take a joke.
See, I was thinking it's just the brother needs to mind his fucking business.
Well, yeah, his brother is a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, he's an idiot.
He's a fucking retard. But also Crispin's like, hey, I'm not fat anymore, like every 30 seconds. And it's like, I mean, look at you. But then also, like, just make fun of the fact that his eyes look like they're squinting inward into oblivion.
Yeah.
How about, like, when he smiles, you still don't get to see his top teeth?
Just make fun of his intellect.
Because
he makes no bones about hiding it.
The first thing he does is, like, make everybody uncomfortable by trying to force a play fight. And it's like, you're 40.
Yeah.
You're so old. And when was the last time that you play fought with your brother, Matt?
I don't. I've never done that.
And these people are like a decade your senior. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get hurt.
There's a time where you got to stop play fighting as siblings, and I think it's around the time you're all wearing turtlenecks.
Yeah. You know what? I like that one better.
They are. Everybody is either a turtleneck or he's fucking Crispin because he's a literature teacher. Literally has a tweed jacket with the fucking elbow pads.
Oh my god. He looks like he'd teach some literacy bullshit.
Yeah.
That beard, that face.
Oh, I haven't been published in very... Like, Your dad is asking after your success in the field that you've chosen because obviously he cares about that very much. And the best that you can come up with over this like barbecue when he's cooking is, I kind of suck. I kind of suck, Dad. Nobody cares.
Oh, I love that. He's like, yeah, I didn't get the fellowship. I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's something for literacy teachers to like high five over.
Teachers in general, like when you're in academics, an academic fellowship is like you get to collaborate with other people at like the top of your field. At least that's my understanding.
Okay.
Or you get to work exclusively at like a school, like a university or something.
Well, he didn't get in.
No.
And he's like, I didn't get published recently. I haven't had much work in the last little while. And then his dad, that piece of shit, he's like, people who do less than you get in. I don't know what to say.
You can still get the fellowship if you suck at your job.
Yeah, and so you must suck extra hard then.
Yeah. And so, like, the fucking guy spends, until a giant argument happens, the majority of the movie just trying to, like, prove that he's adequate to his family, and they just spend most of it shutting it right down.
Oh, yeah. At some point during the night, mother gets up for, like, a midnight glass of water, and...
we get to see a fucking Foxy LaRue through the window.
Might as well call it that. She doesn't notice out of her peripheral vision the very lit up...
the well-lit white mask surrounded by pitch black night.
Yeah, so at this point, it's her own damn fault if anything happens.
100% had the same thought.
But also at the same time, they do this a lot in the movie where they just use the reflection of the glass to reveal the killer behind them. Mm-hmm. Got kind of sick of it.
Yeah?
It was spooky the first time. The second time I was like, all right.
I wasn't taking it as spooky after you got to see the masks. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, well, they're just like establishing rather the presence because you could do a shadow, but like I took it as an attempt to build tension as opposed to trying to be frightening.
Well, I mean, I guess it's more like the technique.
Yeah. So literally that way of showing the killer over and over again.
Had they done it again, I'd been like, that's enough. You've overdone it.
Okay. I'll take it.
It was good. I liked the mask because you don't see the person. You just see the reflection of the mask on the glass.
My only complaint about these masks is the breathing holes are on the bridge of the nose, which means you're huffing your own carbon dioxide, and the rest of it's going into your eyes all night.
Well, yeah, that's definitely like they make that apparent because they all sound like Darth Vader.
Eventually
I don't know how
they get raspy as fuck in
how
there.
the fuck do they move so silently when they're like...
Oh, excuse me.
Fucking murder animal mask. Pollen.
I mean, I have hay fever. I'm gonna kill you later. You're hiding for these things. You know exactly where the fuck they're just skulking to the kitchen, making that sound the whole time. Eating a sandwich.
Have you ever worn one of those masks and like had it stay on your face comfortably?
No, not once.
Yeah.
It gets sweaty in there, so it's like super wet on the inside.
And it just slides.
It slides all over the place, and then you're just like walking around with your friends like, am I loud? Like, I sound really loud.
These killers just are like, they're running through the forest, and those masks don't shift.
No. And it's like that shitty Halloween Town string holding them up.
That's all it is.
There's nothing really else going on there.
But here we are. It's just magic. Just magic.
Yeah.
Movie magic holding these masks to their face.
At the very least, it was somewhat refreshing. Okay, we got weird Halloween masks of animals.
Yeah,
you
know
can differentiate between all the animals. I feel like it's a little dangerous having you in a mask because there's an Archer episode where they just kill one of them and then wear the outfit and pretend to be one of the killers.
That was my whole thing with the strangers.
Yeah,
just throw
you're right.
A fucking sack on your head.
You're what? Oh, hey, Unc.
So yeah, then we go to the morning and Crispin wakes up to his family cornering his Australian girlfriend with cultural disrespect, like asking questions about kangaroos and like.
So do dingoes really eat babies over there?
You guys probably keep your babies up high where the dingoes can't get them, right?
Do most of you still hate black people like you used to?
Well, I don't know about that, actually.
I don't know either. I doubt it, though. It can't be as bad as South Africa.
Hey, write in and let us know.
Yeah. Is it still as racist in Australia as it was when most of it was prisoners sent there to die?
Yeah, Australia, you got some... Well, I guess it's not your fault. You don't have splaining to do.
Britain has plenty.
No, yeah, not even Europe. Sorry. England.
Yeah,
England,
specifically.
You rich white fucks. What have you done? So what's that? 2 continents that we've... Wow, we're terrible
At
people.
least.
Okay. So yeah, his brother's like, so kangaroos, they really like fucking punch each other, and then that's when they start brawling, and he totally smacks Crispin right in his face.
Yeah, he does.
Which is the most annoying.
It sucks, dude.
You have to act like you're just cool with it. Like,
there's none of that. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like, I guess this is probably dependent on like what kind of family you have, but don't touch me.
Yeah.
And if you start play fighting, it's gonna stop being jokes like real quick when I need you out of my space.
Absolutely.
And like if you smack me in the face, this isn't play fighting now. This is just fighting.
Play fighting is like 2 or 3 seconds of playful, like, let me throw you in a headlock.
Yeah.
It's not like smacking your brother in the face and then being like, what, you baby?
Yeah, don't even get me started about headlocks. But then also he's got like a UFC fight on, so for all intents and purposes, I walk into that room, it's real.
Yeah, yeah. You're practicing your move on me? I want to throw you through the table. I don't care about this table.
And then one of them gets really mad about just like a friendly cheek kiss.
Yeah, the brother's like, don't kiss my wife.
Yeah.
But it was totally the wife kissing the brother.
And then the thing about Drake in this movie is that he's got a lingering stare that you can see from a mile away and nobody acknowledges it. He spends, and like they shoot it this way, he spends like an extra 5 seconds looking at people when he's done talking to them.
I think that's his brain processing.
Like what human beings look like?
Yeah, he's like waiting for input. He's just like, I need words to respond to.
Nothing's going on up top at the moment.
He's fucking
ever.
dumb.
He's so dumb.
He does the dumbest shit. We'll get to it. And then you'll hear it and you'll go, yeah, what a dumb asshole. So Aaron escapes from this like weird cornering where they're like trying to get some information on kangaroos and shit. And she's looking at the most awkward family photo I've ever seen, where nobody is touching, not even the mother or father. There's like 2 feet of space between them.
Well, she goes out and she tries to take a picture of the like fucking Drake, Crispin, and Dad over by the barbecue, and it's the same thing. It's almost like they put distance between each other for the picture. Like most families, all right, everybody huddle up. No, everybody separate.
No, he wasn't dicking around, man. He said this family thing is going to be weird. You just wait and see.
She fucking tries to be helpful, she
sure does.
To the mom while she's doing dishes as like a way of starting up a potential conversation while you both are in the same room together, like to be friendly. And fucking their mom goes, I'm good. As a matter of fact, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. How about you go to a stranger's house and ask for things for me?
Walk to the neighbor's house shitty far away. So far away, as a matter of fact, that in one shot, it's very windy because you can see her hair getting blown back as she's walking. And in the next shot, the weather changes and there's no wind anymore.
Wow. She's going fucking blocks.
No, that's a joke about the fact that there's a continuity error about when they're like, because they obviously stopped shooting for like 2 hours or something. And they wanted to fix her hair and shit for the next one.
Hey man, wind's a fickle mistress. Sometime it's there, sometime it ain't. And that's the way the wind is. And you got to deal with that. If you're a sailor and you've got a boat with one of those fucking bed sheets that come down.
Well, it's called a sail.
Well, if you're Peter Pan, it's a fucking bed sheet.
Yeah, if you're Peter Pan, you're also a child hanging out with a lot of adults, weirdly.
Hey, man. He's a cool kid. he probably smokes. I don't know what to tell you.
He's also suicidal. Like, one of the most fucking popular lines in that is he says, to die would be an awfully big adventure. Great!
He ain't wrong, man.
I'm so happy that 5-year-olds are learning that lesson at 5 years old.
I might need to rewatch this film because I just remember a jaunty tale about a boy taking other children away.
It might be one of those like instances where it's in the book, but when Disney makes it, they're like, "Oh, we better take that the fuck out."
Are you kidding me? They would highlight that with a noose in the background somewhere. They probably gestures up and there's a fucking corpse hanging in the sky.
There's a scene where Tinkerbell pretends to hang herself, I think. And like the joke is because she floats that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I do remember that. I think it was like one of the kids was like coming on to him and she was getting jealous and she's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, good. That's a good joke to have in your kids' movie.
Well, I mean, I didn't get it till now, so it went right over my head beautifully. That's what a way to make a film.
Fuck.
Just put wieners in your kids' movies. Who cares?
Put wieners, put sex in the clouds. Just do it. Do whatever. Who cares? They're kids. Fuck them.
So it becomes very clear that nobody likes Aaron.
Yeah.
For no reason.
The Drake's girlfriend literally says, I don't like her.
Her accent is off-putting.
Yeah, the most racist thing. I didn't know it was possible for white people to be racist against white people.
Hey, man.
You did it.
Bigotry.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a new racism.
And like,
I don't like you because you sound funny. If you were saying that to a Chinese person, that's horribly racist.
Yeah.
You found a way to make it just as racist to say it to somebody white.
Mm-hmm,
Great.
Well, that's white people, man. Like, my whole thing is just all I say is like white people this, white people that.
And then Drake goes, well, I really didn't like the way that my brother didn't try to beat my ass downstairs. Can I get high, please?
Oh, yeah. He also tries to grab a tit.
He tries to grab a tit, gets rejected, and then goes, oh, well, if I'm not going to get laid, I might as well get fucking stoned. Where's the Valium? Vicodin, even better.
Even whiter.
Yeah.
It's the waspiest rich white thing. Like, where's the Vicodin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you better believe she's got some.
He like pulls her bra off and goes to grab her tit. He's like, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not into fucking in the antique house?
In the creakiest house imaginable where everybody's going to know that you're doing that?
Yeah, where the bed sounds like it's made of fucking trumpets and bagpipes. What makes old beds so loud? It's not the springs.
No, it's the screws coming off slowly.
Oh my god.
The screw holes get wide over time, and so it's just fucking clanging against itself.
That's a whole other sound in its own.
I didn't know beds needed to be oiled like a door.
Apparently. If your bed, if it gets to that point, throw it out.
On that note, is somebody just going around with grease just for the hinges on every door in this house? Because you don't hear doors open or shut, but the front one and that closet where the dude's hiding. Meanwhile, everything else in the house is older than the dad is.
Well, yeah, all the killers hover around for most of the film until they are no longer need to be silent.
That's true, yeah.
It's really weird how they try to make them seem like they're like supernatural in a way, and then all of a sudden they're just dudes.
I'm just gonna storm through this window.
Yep.
Machete. Here, me. Let's go through those notes real quick.
Just catching up here. Just catching up to where we are.
Fucking Aaron tries to go to the house with, as we find out, then the dead couple is from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And isn't, she's not the one who goes to the side window. She just knocks on the door, but the music's playing super loud.
You still see like a dude sitting there.
Yeah.
He's sitting on the couch, but yeah, the music is A, super loud, B, repeating the same song over and over again.
It's insane people in there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need milk.
No. Oh, yeah. No.
Not from you. It's probably breast.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it's probably not theirs.
it's someone else's, yeah.
Found breast milk.
Yeah.
She doesn't come back with the milk, and I think that's probably why people are like, fucking Aaron.
Nobody really says shit about the fact that she went on an errand and failed. It's like it's in your name.
Yeah, so did they fucking need that milk? Did they really?
No, that's what I'm saying,
just
dude.
Like, get out of here.
I don't really want you in the kitchen. I don't really want you on the property.
You know what?
Go for a hike.
I don't even want you alive. So more white people show up. I think it's
weird introductions that, aren't really comfortable at all. Everybody's got a new girlfriend that they've, nobody's ever met. The only one that... Yeah, and even the one daughter, what's her shitheaded name like it matters? Anne or something.
I don't know.
Anne
Kelly?
or Daisy or some shit. Kelly's Drake's girlfriend.
Okay.
And then there's Felix and Lee, the goth bitch who's clearly diabolical. And then we have, I think it's Amy and the filmmaker.
Yes, the filmmaker's got a fun name too.
It's probably something. You know what? It doesn't matter what his name is because he gets an arrow in the head. How about that?
It's Tyrese.
It's Tyrese?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll notice that nobody makes fun of the Middle Eastern guy that shows up in a scarf that looks like he just came from Saudi Arabia.
Well, that's...
Or is that low-hanging fruit? We're going to hit the Australian chick super hard.
I think that it was more of an art scarf than an Afghan or something like that.
It was like tan and brown checker, though.
Yeah, but
you see those in Egypt all the time.
I mean, maybe Egyptian, sure. Let's give him that. I don't know, but he's an art film.
Yeah, that's fine. He shows up looking like he's gonna whip the fucking red camera out and shoot something in the backyard.
Yeah, and he tries to impress the family, like, oh, so what do you do? And he's like,
I made an independent documentary that I showed in the basement of a coffee house 2 years ago. It didn't do very well.
And then the family, they just...
Make it worse.
They spread their ass cheeks and they just shit. They shit and they shit. And they just... It just comes right out of them.
He's a filmmaker. Oh, you mean like for TV? Already, that's a step. You've stepped down.
Yeah.
You stepped on his hand once. And then we're just going to walk up his body as after he describes this fucking apparently very artistic movie that he was trying to... that he put out not for the fame.
He had to explain the concept of like an underground film festival to them. They didn't...
Is it literally underground?
And he's like, it's just intellectual films.
Yeah. You know what I like?
Yeah.
You know what I like the most? Commercials on TV.
Yeah.
They do such good things with commercials. You know, you could make a commercial documentary style. You know, the medium isn't limited.
They really pop, you know?
That's the whole reason I watch TV now is the commercials. What the fuck, these people?
The whole family. The whole family.
What is your life like?
The second the whole family started being like, yeah, I really like TV. I'm like,
dude.
I hope they're all next.
Do you want to finish?
Every single one of them.
Do you... Do you want to finish this episode of Sons of Anarchy? I'm going to go take a fat shit. Let me know when the Audi commercial comes on.
I want the one with that cereal commercial with the bug. When that's on, if I'm not in the room, it's done.
Yeah, we turn off the TV until when we turn it on, I'm listening to and watching information about how house hippos sleep for 16 hours a day.
I'll be scrolling through Twitter. You let me know when I could be looking at products on TV instead of
that old man from the Six Flags dancing like he's on crack right now.
That's their fucking Rosebud.
Yeah, it is.
Their Citizen Kane right there.
I wouldn't know what Six Flags was without that old man.
Oh, never been there. Love the commercial.
Yeah, the Venga bus is coming. I wonder how much that cost them to just fucking take that song.
I'm sure the Venga Boys got their...
It's one of like their 2 singles that everybody knows and nothing else they've ever made.
They got Ibiza. They got the Venga buses coming.
I want you in my room.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, all right.
They all sound the exact same too, which is amazing.
I always thought the song Ibiza, I thought the words were, we're going to eat pizza down by the Mediterranean Sea. And I'm like, all right.
That makes sense. Is it Mediterranean pizza?
It's gotta be.
Bro, goat cheese, tomato, black olive.
Hey.
I don't fuck around.
We're going to eat pizza. So.
One thing I really appreciate about this, first of all, you don't have to say, yeah, I'm a teacher and I fucked my student, and then we felt an ethical dilemma about it, so she's just not my student anymore. We're still fucking, though.
Yeah, you know what? Just bringing that up,
yeah,
not a dinner topic.
It's not. I would probably not say that ever.
Yeah.
Not because I'm ashamed or anything, but because if you're going to your family reunion for your parents' anniversary and you already have to warn her of the weirdness, keep the weirdness that you bring away.
There you go.
There's plenty.
A great answer would have been like, we met on Tinder.
Just a lie?
Yeah.
Just a straight up lie? Could
have lied. Could have been like, hey, we're going to lie about this. Here's why. You
could even lie by omission and be like, well, she happened to be in a couple of my classes while I was teaching, and she enjoyed the material, and we took an interest in each other while discussing it. Yeah, and make no mention of the fact that you probably bent her over the desk.
Well, yeah. Keep your love out of the classroom. Don't let them know that.
Yep.
But no, he just comes right out and he says it because that's better than lying, is saying something that's gonna cost more questions.
Yeah, and like bring the conversation to a grinding halt, because now that's the most interesting thing that anybody has said at this table.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be that or the dad talking about his goddamn renovations.
Yeah.
And you know that's like he's just like waiting for these. Like,
I hooked this boiler up myself.
Shh, Dad, we're talking. Shut the fuck up.
But the trellis is upstairs. Did you notice the caulking around the windows?
We are talking about having sex with students. You wait your turn.
We're talking about taking advantage of a power dynamic like Louis C.K. did.
And I mean, the dad doesn't understand. He's an old white man.
Yeah. He doesn't know what it's like to be canceled.
That's probably how he met his wife, by doing some old fucking white dude shit where she didn't have any other choice.
Yeah, she was probably like a fucking golf caddy or something.
Times were simpler back then.
They were. You could just put your penis in whoever and they would just have to lie there and take it.
You get Tyrese. Mm-hmm. He notices something.
He notices something in such a visibly puzzling like face.
Yeah.
That it's a fucking shock and miracle.
Yeah.
That nobody else knows. Like, why did you get up out of your chair from this table while two of us are arguing about how I'm always disrespected by my siblings?
Yeah, he kind of snaps himself out of thinking about hanging himself with his fucking scarf.
Awkward this conversation has become when two people break out into a full argument from one kitty corner to each other at the dinner table, so everyone's involved in it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And especially after disrespecting your livelihood in such a manner, to compare it to a fucking commercial where you learn about some shit that you don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. That's great. Yeah, he gets up and he's like, hey.
I mean, I get up, but
it
wouldn't be a mystery. Yeah, what's out that window?
What's out the window? What is out the window?
Well, iron in a spike form.
Yeah, traveling at a speed.
Mm-hmm. And he finds out right away. And this is where, even though it's been so long since I've seen the movie, you don't have to have an inkling that Erin knows a little bit more about self-defense than she lets on, because she hears some broken glass tinkling and she goes, something fucked up is happening.
Yeah.
Right away, her face turns from, I'm uncomfortable with this argument to, it's game time.
Her fucking years of commando training, her Rambo fucking instincts kick in.
Russian sleeper agent that gets activated by a broken window.
Yeah.
That's her sound.
Glass on the floor, broken window, dead guy. Where is he?
Yeah, there must be one.
Takes everybody in the room far too long.
To notice the dude stumbling around with an arrow pointing, like protruding from his skull.
He's the only one standing up, and he's behind people who you are looking at.
Yep.
And you don't see him out of your peripherals.
Yeah.
He's got a unicorn
his head
spike.
Back when the fuck. Yeah.
The dude's a unicorn now. You're not even gonna look.
He's a unicorn for a couple reasons. The other one is that he's the only non-white within a 100-mile radius of this house.
Was he?
Yes.
Was he?
Yes. I'm telling you. That's why I was talking about Egypt. Also, his fucking name is Tariq.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe I misheard it. I thought there was an F.
Did not know that he was in Cabin Fever 2, but that's probably because it's a terrible movie, so it's good that I know that.
Cabin Fever 2, Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah. I think that's Spring Fever. It happens in a high school, and the first scene of the movie is a guy in the bathroom of the high school pulling his own dick off from rot.
Well.
And then I turned the movie off.
Are you sure he wasn't like, it's just like jerked too hard?
No, it's like yellow. And
so he decides that it needs to come off?
It comes off whether he likes it or not.
Okay, I thought he was just like, well, this doesn't look good. Like, fucking go to a hospital.
Like pulling out a hangnail?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, all right.
Yeah, I had... When I first moved to London, I moved into some shitty apartment and I got planter's warts in my foot. I just picked at him and that only made it worse.
I know that story and I hate that story.
Yeah, so don't pull your dick off. It's only going to make it worse.
So after Tariq gets an arrow in the head, which is much worse than the knee, this turns into a roller coaster ride where everybody on the ride is phobic of roller coasters. Because all we do for 10 minutes is scream.
That is me on any roller coaster.
Everybody screams way too much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they're just screaming and looking around. And in the commotion, the fucking old man rolls his ankle. He goes down. He's not even an arrow. He just rolls his fucking ankle.
I missed that happen.
He just falls. And I figured later he was going to like, oh, man, yeah, he got shot in the head. I rolled my ankle. Yeah. Oh, I can still feel this.
You just take me out. I'm not going to be able to walk straight.
Looks over at Tree. Yeah, you and me both, pal. I'll have what he's having. Ow.
I'll have what he's having. So Aaron goes, all right, everybody away from the windows because clearly I know things. And now we're going to take chairs and we're going to use the chairs to brace ourselves from the arrows that have no problem puncturing chairs.
You know what I thought was really odd during this scene? You got Felix and Z in a different room.
Yeah, they
poked
left.
their head through the door and going, oh, what's everybody okay in here?
They went right away.
We had to make a phone call.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this commotion, the idiot brother, turns his back to the fucking window where the arrows are coming through. I don't know why.
Gets one thickly in his shoulder blade.
Oh, it's in there too.
Yeah, and his first reaction, his first idea is pull it out. Hey, nope.
Yeah,
You don't do that. Any puncture wound with a body that's still in, with a foreign object that's still in you, that deep, you leave that shit the fuck in. You snap the back off, and you go somewhere where somebody can take it out surgically, because sometimes that's the only thing keeping you alive.
And especially with an arrow where it's wider at the base than it is the tip.
And that now these ones, apparently the crossbow bolts don't actually have like the arrowhead tip.
Okay.
Because I think I saw one at the front and it was just the spike.
Okay. All right.
Regardless, don't pull it out. If it's an arrow, definitely don't pull it out, because that's doing way more damage coming out than it did going in.
Oh, for sure. Don't put it through to the other side either.
No, don't do that either.
I don't think we have to make that clear. But
no, we leave it.
It doesn't go through the other side.
No. You don't want to create an exit wound. That sucks.
Yeah.
Now you have 2 holes.
Oh, yeah. And also, like, there's guts in between.
Yeah, they're usually pretty important.
Yeah. He's wondering if he should pull it out. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, get that out of you, buddy.
And then Aaron goes, nah.
And that's when you realize she's the only one with goddamn common sense in this fucking room.
Also, she's clearly had first aid training, because that whole just put pressure around like the object itself thing is like we had to physically do that to prove that we were listening.
Yeah.
So it is actual advice.
Okay. Yeah, well, I figured she started to know what she was talking about around then. I was like, well, she's the hero of the movie. It's certainly not Crispin, who you thought was going to be the main character.
They fucking established Crispin, and this is sexist reversal. Is the word I'm trying to say.
Okay.
In that you see a male character with a beard who's bringing his unknown girlfriend to family get together, and you assume that the male counterpart in this duo is going to be the more important character. And then that promptly stops being the case.
Yeah, and like this guy has a beard, and it's not like a tough guy, like a scary beard. It's a beard in the way, what's that kid's name from The Sixth Sense?
Haley Joel Osment?
It's the way that guy grows his beard.
A
very friendly beard.
He does his best?
Yes.
Because that's... he does his best in the way that you put that beard on the fridge.
Yeah, you go, oh, you had
proud
one.
of it.
You had a good one there, buddy. Yeah, it's a very much like I teach literature.
Yeah,
I
have to be clean shaven for school still.
Picture Haley Joel Osment with a beard, and you've got this guy.
Yeah, he does a little bit look like his eyes are bigger, which is helpful for the whole face issue.
Yeah, I'm definitely picturing him in a movie where he was like in a tweed jacket, and I want to say it was like Tusk.
It was probably fucking Tusk.
That's the only movie I can think of him in.
Somebody wears a tweed jacket in Tusk anyway. At least one person.
Oh, yeah. You can't have Tusk without tweed. We all know that. So, yeah, he gets this fucking arrow in his goddamn back.
Yeah. And he does surprisingly well with it. Like, once he starts taking the painkillers that are given to him by mom.
Yeah, good old mom.
He's like, I can't even feel. He's like poking and prodding around in that shit.
Yeah, I missed her giving him painkillers, so I thought he was just like...
He was like, he said something to the tune of, I need medicine, and she just grabs her purse and whips it at him.
Good, Mom.
Take it all!
Take every Vicodin you can find!
It's not just Vicodin. There's more. I'm old and white and a woman.
And I can't have alcohol.
We need something.
These are the reasons I can't drive at night, and just throws her fucking like Monday to Sunday pill thing.
I still would describe myself as being hysterical.
Oh, so yeah, we come to find Aaron is the only one with a level head.
Yeah.
Because then the rest of the family is like, well, who's the fastest runner? And you still get the arrow back guy going, it's me, but I got this fucking arrow.
He goes, I can do it. It's like, yeah, but okay, think about the fact that you can't use one of your arms. I also like, okay, one of us, and this is something, if you think about it within the context of what happens in the movie, this was a deliberate choice to get somebody out of the house so they could be murdered.
Pretty much.
We're like, well, one of us has to run to the cars. And then, for some reason, Amy, the only daughter, chooses this moment to make it about her. By just yelling about how nobody ever takes her seriously. I just fucking get up and run, bitch. I don't care. I have an arrow in my back.
Yeah, for real.
If you're volunteering to go out there where the arrows came from, my fucking guest.
You're the only one volunteering, so
and
it's not
Aaron's like, now we shouldn't do that, and nobody fucking listens to Aaron because that dumb horse from Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Who can even hear? I can't understand a goddamn thing she's saying. So, hey, kangaroo girl. I don't.
So fucking Amy slips off the heels, and we're timing the opening of the door. She, I don't want to say she books it because it's a light stroll for about the halfway between where she starts and the door itself.
Yeah, she starts at a casual stride.
And then, picks up the pace a little bit and then promptly gets garroted by a shiny wire she didn't see at neck height.
Yeah, she's moving fast enough, too. That thing goes in a deep wild.
It does. Now, you're really making a leap as a killer to assume that everybody's neck is at the same height.
Yeah, they really had that. I didn't think about that.
There could have been a couple. Well. You could have accidentally hit chin, and then it's like, oh, that sucks. Now, I thanks for the shave.
Maybe they had like a mean neck height for the.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need the heights and weights of every member of your family so that we can average it out for our booby traps.
I want to make sure we get right on the artery there. I'm not cutting collarbone or forehead.
No,
we're not fucking around.
We're going jugular, or I got nothing.
Jugular or yeah, no.
Fuck you, sir. There we go.
Yeah, so they somehow managed to find the median throat height.
Yeah.
And they strap this fucking wire so goddamn tight that as she's running,
she gets fucking fully clotheslined by that
shit. There's no give.
None.
She might as well have kept going with the bottom half of her body because it's done.
And then I went, oh, this is the movie I'm watching. Good.
Yeah, thank God.
That was the first kill that I was like, okay, I'm ready now.
Then she falls to the ground and people are like, well,
you're dead.
I wish we had somebody to call for this.
That sucks, eh?
During the whole arrow fiasco where arrows were flying through the door, at some point you hear the...
We have no cell phone signal.
Yeah, we don't have one. Well, maybe they're using a cell phone blocker. That's a thing you can get on the internet.
They're illegal, but you can buy them on the internet quite easily if you look hard enough.
Yes.
Don't inquire any further as to how I've obtained this knowledge, please.
I make many Googles. I come across lots of information.
This is totally innocent and innocuous, I promise. I'm going to go into the other room with my girlfriend.
And then the dumb brother's like, you're always into shady shit. So right there.
Put two and two together, anyone.
This math ain't adding up.
I'm getting 5. Mom has a fucking full physical and mental breakdown about the death of her only daughter.
She sure does.
And her husband goes, enough of that.
We got to put you to bed.
By yourself.
You're weeping. You're weeping up a storm.
I know you just saw 3 people be shot. Well, 2 people be shot, one of them be murdered, and one of them get clotheslined to death, and that's your daughter whom you love, as evidenced by the hug and the intensity of that hug when she showed up.
It's her only daughter.
Go to bed, bitch.
Yeah. Why don't you lay down for a spell? You look tired.
I'm going to turn the fucking lights off for you, huh?
You want me to stay with you? I'm going to check the kids, actually.
Matter of fact, roll over to the center of the bed because I'm not coming back tonight.
Oh my God, that's how you know, too.
Yeah.
When they're like, yeah, you can have the center of the bed.
Yeah, you can have the whole bed.
That's a lonely sleep.
I'll take the couch because I'm sick of hearing you whine.
Oh my God.
And right away, hand from under the bed. You're telling me, at no point, she's like, what about that thump I heard? Can we check the room? I guess I'll just put my faith in my shithead husband who sucks that he did. And then you're not even gonna, like, somebody's obviously trying to kill you from outside. Again, with putting 2s together. Do a sweep.
The door was unlocked when you fucking got home.
It sure was.
I'm going to point this out.
Yeah.
The house is like 3 stories tall.
It is. It's a very tall house.
Yeah, you checked every fucking room on the 2nd floor. Cool.
How about the 3rd at first?
How about the basement?
How about the rest of the house?
You got a big goddamn house.
You just missed 80% of it.
Well, I shouted hello down the hallway, and the polite thing to do is say hello back.
Yeah.
So we're good.
We live in a civilized society where burglars will announce their presence to be nice.
I challenged whoever was in there to a duel. Nobody came out. Mm-hmm. I think we can establish there are no gentlemen in the building.
That's it.
I don't see a problem. Get in there. Mm-hmm. Just get the fuck to sleep. You sleep in this house where there's danger.
You fucking go to sleep.
I didn't check shit, bitch.
You're gonna...
You sleep here now.
You're gonna be dreaming about your dead daughter. She probably is. She's not gonna fucking sleep. Anyway, dude buries a machete in her head.
Wow, yeah, you didn't beat around the bush there. That absolutely happens.
That's what the fuck happens right there.
The wolf mask fucking slides out like a cartoon SpongeBob who's hiding under the bed and just like...
Yep.
And
totally silent, going from a prone position to standing.
Oh, yeah. For having such a creaky house, I don't know if you've ever been under a bed, but you gotta like slide, and it sounds like this.
Yeah.
Like, how do you...
It's not quiet.
How do you not?
And then also, like, I don't know if you've gone from laying down to standing up ever, but...
Dude, I make that sound sitting. Sometimes I lean back and I go, oh...
Exactly. All right.
It's a lot of work when you use any muscles that are like in your waist area.
Yeah. Those are the worst ones. They really don't like it.
They don't get a workout, and they like at this point they're not going to.
It fucking made me all self-conscious.
Oh God. So yeah, when you don't check under the bed, there's a boogeyman, and at this point, if you're not going to check under the bed,
you raised 3 kids without learning that, like having that lesson. Sheltered white people, man.
Yeah, she pops her eyes open long enough to see, a machete get planted in her fucking skull.
Hey, is there a monster under my bed, Dad? Monsters are for poor people.
Well, we have people to check for that. They'll be mowing the lawn in the morning. You can ask them.
Out, monster bed.
Hey, you know I don't bend down. We'll get Manuel, bed por favor. I cannot speak Spanish.
No,
I tried real hard.
You're doing an impression, so you're not the one being racist.
Oh, thank
so
God.
It's fine.
Thank God. I tried my best not
it's
to
all
be.
Good. I just laughed so hard I'm seeing stars. Oh my God, bed pavor. I think that's a dinosaur that only eats beds.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, flip that page.
Yeah, so, the dad goes downstairs because reinforcing the bottom half of the house is more important than making sure his wife doesn't get macheted.
Yeah.
And reinforcing the downstairs involves closing windows, moving furniture, and closing the curtains.
Perfect.
Yep. That's what they spent their time doing. Moving furniture around.
That is.
Well, make sure the windows are closed.
I didn't pay a whole lot of attention at this point. Because I just watched a murder, and I was like, well, that was satisfying. And then we got to run around and close all the windows. Here's my thing though, like, you saw those latch locks, and they don't give a shit about whether or not the window stays intact if they want in. They're coming in.
Yeah. I gotta say, this movie is 2011. You got a family full of kids. No way you didn't watch Home Alone.
Yeah.
Do a little more.
Well, Erin does plenty.
Oh, yeah, she's the
Erin's
only one.
fucking Macaulay goddamn Culkin in this movie.
She sets up fucking booby traps.
Yeah, like, dude.
Full on.
One of them I'm actually like, if I ever have a house and I'm worried, dude, the board with the nails in it, just right by the window
classic.
That opens.
That was the most Home Alone. I think they did that in Home Alone. I swear to God, the tall guy steps on a nail and he's like, that was good. Shoot.
And the axe was hilarious for a lot of reasons.
The axe was good. It's like it's got a weight and a swing, so when you open the door, it's axe in the face.
You know what's really funny is the day before I watched this, I saw somebody who was doing, I don't know if they were police or not, but they were doing a sweep of a house where meth heads lived.
Okay.
And exact same thing. Pressure plate on the step, and then it's a crutch with a knife taped to it.
Yes, I've seen that.
And it swings down right in between your fucking
people
eyes.
exploring an abandoned house is what it is.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
And so it's effective. I love that it's just a singular crutch and a steak knife.
People don't watch out for booby traps more often.
No, guys, they really should.
Booby traps are real.
People do that shit.
They exist.
Yeah.
Never
go into a hoarder's house.
Never, just if
it's unintentional booby traps, man. Stacks of magazines,
dude.
Cat shit.
You ever been crushed by a pile of the LA Times? And smell cat pee.
It's horrible.
It's not a way to go.
Anyway, you're telling me in this house that you're refurnishing, there's not just plywood you can nail up or something? There's got to be.
Nah.
Apparently not.
He needs that plywood.
They're never going to be hurricane ready.
That's still plywood. He needs that for future.
For building a back deck?
Plying, yeah.
Yeah. I'm making fun of my friend Joe. He just built a deck. It's great.
I just burped.
But he did it, and he's very proud of it.
Oh, nice. And did he use plywood?
No, he used better wood than that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I was concerned for the structural integrity of his...
Oh, no, he went all out with that shit. I got to commend him on it.
All right. So, yeah. At this point, fucking, you got Aaron running around, locking doors, boiling water.
That's smart.
Like a smart cookie.
Yeah.
And then, a la Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, an arm just comes through the window and grabs her.
Yeah.
So she stabs that.
She treats it a whole lot better than any of those examples of movies you just said.
Yep, she knew exactly what to do.
Yeah, she embedded the knife she had been... So when she goes into the kitchen to boil water, she just sees a knife and grabs it. Like a fucking reflex. What's that? Mine?
Yeah.
Right away?
And
so, plants it in his hand. And then this is like... She now knows exactly what the threat is. And it's people. Because you stabbed a hand, and the guy it was attached to screamed in anguish. So now we know they're just human beings, so it's different.
As Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Absolutely. So now we know that
Get
with
to
the game,
the chopper.
we know what the fuck. Yep.
It's the only way out of here.
It's not a tumor.
Wise man, just a really smart man.
Really good at things like adages.
Yeah. So she gets fucking stabs the hand. And then
he very quietly removes the knife and disappears.
Yeah, that was really
it's all good
because like it definitely went through the hand into the wood because he holds it there.
Yeah.
But she turns around to grab another knife and he's gone.
In the 2 seconds. Which cool.
And you don't even go fuck this knife,
which would be me
because you'd have to like reach through and pull the knife out with the other hand. Because he didn't just like yank his hand off the wall. I
suppose you could do that with your knife hand, but that would suck.
That would.
We learn later on that these people are military trained in some form or fashion.
Sure. Yeah.
So maybe that's part of fucking Marine boot camp is you get somebody plunges a knife through your hand and you just got to deal with that.
Well, I'm glad they paid attention to that half of Marine boot camp and didn't even like take a note when they were like, if you're gonna do mercenary work, if you're gonna take hits, you get paid first.
You 100% get paid first. At least a high percentage of the full pay. And don't show your face. Don't take... I don't care how trusted... It could be the person who hired you. Fuck it. Don't take your mask off.
No.
Because what if the people who are still alive that you're killing are just peering through the door at you?
Yeah, what if the people who are alive and well can hear through the paper-thin walls your whole plan that you spout out so fucking loudly?
Holy shit.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, he sure does. Whoopsie.
Yeah, so fucking... Where are we?
The boiling water knife hand.
Hold on. Machete in head. Sounds like rain.
Yeah, I hear thunder outside. That's good. This is what happens when I forget my book.
Yeah. All right, yeah, the fucking... I remember what happens. Kelly, who decided she was going to hang around in the dead body room.
Right.
She's just inspecting the body. I don't know. She's looking at the blood. Like
sticking around that fucking body,
She's admiring the paint job of how they wrote "You're next" in blood on the wall.
Now, this is Mom's room, correct?
Yes. This is the dead wife.
At this point, we've learned that, because she screams before she gets machete. So everybody goes upstairs and they see her fucking dead body there. Yeah. And then, Kelly's mulling around for some reason.
And I think she puts two and two together when she realized that the door was locked.
Yeah.
The window's closed. Under the bed.
Who opened that? And then, she does the stupidest fucking thing, I want to say, of anybody in this movie. And she's, and this is just one instance. She's not the stupidest character in the movie by any means.
Oh, no.
But she does the singular stupidest thing. You see that, you go, okay, well, nobody came in and out through the door, and the window that was once closed is now open, so they're in here, and she goes, let me quietly and slowly poke my head down far enough to see under the bed.
I think she even lays down on the floor.
Yeah, she does. You know what I do in that situation? I flip that bed. Fuck my dead mom. That bed's coming up and out.
Yep.
Because there's only one place. And also maybe I make loud enough noise if he's in the closet or something that he gets freaked out. But what I'm sure shit not going to do is present my vulnerable face and mouth to the killer I know is there.
I like the way you think.
Hey.
I think I would just go like, all right, nobody's here. I fucking close the door, and then I go, hey, somebody's there. Let's all go.
Fair enough.
Let's all go stomp this guy's head in while he's laying on the floor.
You raise a fantastic point.
Yeah.
She decides to go, all right, well, fuck this house then.
Yeah.
Fuck this house and all my family that's in it.
Fuck being discreet.
Yeah.
I'm going to scream until I get to the next house.
Yep.
She fucking runs down the stairs out the damn door. She ducks the piano wire and
beautiful.
Then you get brother with the arrow in the back like chasing after her, and he fucking twangs his arrow off the
This fucking idiot, dude.
Oh my god.
Idiot. And then yeah, she promptly just goes, "Hey, I'm out here.
Hello."
I'm all the way out here running away.
Which attracts other wildlife in the woods.
I wonder why.
Yeah, she ends up making it to the neighbor's house, and hilariously, the dude's still sitting there on the couch.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of this movie. So she's banging on this window trying to get his attention, and he's not moving. Now, the music is loud. Best case scenario, that person's asleep. But, I mean, he looks pale. I just saw some of my family members be killed. I would make some assumptions at that point and probably keep running. But instead, she gets punched in the face so hard that she flies through a plate glass window.
Yes, she does.
And that's beautiful.
She is decked completely.
Oh my god, that's the hardest punch ever.
And it's in the forehead.
Yeah.
So the fact that she was punched so hard that she took flight.
Yeah.
Like that's gotta be lights out for a little bit.
That guy's a fucking Scottish Highland Olympian with a fist of steel. That's Colossus. From fucking X-Men. That's what that is.
That really, oh my god. So she goes flying in there,
Yeah.
and then she flops around in the broken glass for a bit.
Which is so smart to do.
And then she's like, oh, hey, maybe this guy's gonna help me now. Maybe now that I'm in his house, he'll finally get some help, because she gets pissed. She gets so mad. What's your problem? What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there?
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead, 'cause dead.
Very dead.
Here's the giant gash in my fucking skull for you.
Welcome to my home. Don't mind the smell. It's me.
And then I believe the killer enters and shows her the exact weapon he used to make that injury. And then practices his golf swing on the side of her head with an axe.
I'm glad you noticed that, because he takes a total golf pose. Like
he does.
He takes the stance, and
his shoulders were in pretty good position, to be honest.
He
from
lines
what I
his
understand.
shot up, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a clear chip.
Yeah.
It did not make the fairway.
Nah, we landed in the rough.
The rough of her goddamn skull. That's where it stayed.
I would rather a sand trap than brain matter, personally.
Yeah.
And then I guess that took quite a bit out of him. Either that or he was super proud of it, because he decides to just sit down for a sec.
Yeah, right next to the corpse, too. And he's just like, fucking...
It's a long day, eh? Jeez.
I really enjoyed that shot, and the shot at the end where Aaron's sitting between the two dead bodies and the phone goes off.
Yeah.
Just very casual with dead bodies. Love it. And during this, you get Crispin, whose fucking idea it is to go get a car and bring it up, because the dad can't run.
Yeah. My Anki.
He's just so in despair over his dead wife that he's taken an ill, and he must be carried.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a bad plan, because I don't know, were the cars were like dismantled?
Yeah, the hoods were popped and they had fucked with them, which expect that.
Yeah.
They had the foresight to put up a fucking garrote wire like goddamn fucking Marlon Brando in The Godfather. Chances are they are one step ahead.
Yeah, they don't want you to escape. It's not going to be like, oh, he got in the car.
Whoops.
All right.
You win this round, I guess.
No, yeah. So why would you even just go?
Yeah.
Just
go away and just whatever direction, really.
And he does.
Yeah, he does.
He comes back in. I kind of missed at some point. The plan is again to go right back outside.
Yeah, no, it's
a real in and out.
Oh, we can't use this car, but I'm gonna go try and find one.
Fucking
piece.
All
he's doing, and Crispin the whole time, he's like, I need to find an innocuous way to get the fuck out of this house. The things that are happening right now, I need to be far from them, and I don't care about anybody else. So he's just like creating excuses to get himself away from it.
And this didn't occur to me until it was too late. So yeah, he is just making excuses. He comes back in like that car's fucked up.
Well, we need one.
I'm gonna go back out there though.
Yeah.
I mean,
where the murders.
I didn't see anybody.
That's also like, that's his fucking reasoning.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody out there when I was out there.
I think it's over.
It's night.
They're not wearing reflective vests.
And
they're not wearing glow sticks.
We're not in high vis.
Yeah.
And then, somebody else was like, well, just because you don't see anybody doesn't mean they're not fucking there. They're obviously not going to just leave some of us alive. Great point.
Yeah. No, for real.
You know what? You're right. I'll stay, is how that conversation goes when you're not shady.
But how does that conversation go?
Peace.
Well, Kelly made it. Kelly comes back. She finds her way back to the house, which is nice.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so he takes off, and that's Crispin. He's out.
She does fucking find her way back. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Crispin, he ditches everybody.
Yeah.
And that's that. That's not a thing is said.
So, is it at this point that we're doing the gear up?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think this is the Crispin's going to get help. Thank God he's out there.
He's out. I'm gonna go like dick around with the boiler or some shit like that.
Yeah. Erin, who I thought was smart up until this point, she goes to get weapons, and if you look closely, in that handful of weapons is a fucking meat cleaver.
Yeah, meat cleaver's not horrible.
It's not a good weapon.
We established during Texas Chainsaw Massacre that you need room to use it.
Yeah, it's not when you've got a handful of knives. I'm not taking the meat cleaver.
She takes the tenderizer, which was my favorite.
You know what? The tenderizer is still better than the meat cleaver.
True.
She uses it too, which is great.
She uses it real well. She's got no problem with using it.
Yeah, this is at the point where Kelly finds her way back to the house.
Yeah.
She enters via the window against her own will because she's dead.
Well, she doesn't have any will at this point.
Her will is leaked out onto the floor of the neighbor's house.
This man who decided, and I guess he changed from an axe to a machete at some point here. I'm not sure when that happened.
He's a variety man. He brings all the tools.
Yes. He decided that he liked her company so much that he was going to bring her back to the house with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, she needs to be with her family. She needs to be she misses them, and they must all be together in death. And
at this point, we've stopped trying to be subtle or quiet.
Yeah.
Hi, here I am.
The supernatural vibe was checked long ago.
Hey, guys, me.
Dead body through the window, which apparently hits Erin, knocking her down.
Yeah.
And even though the body's hanging half out the window still, she must have been right next to that window to get the headbutt.
That body is so fucking disheveled as well.
It
Holy
is.
Shit, it looks like it just came out of a swamp.
I had to take a second look. Was that Kelly? Because
I wasn't 100% either. Yeah, I thought it was just a person.
Oh God! And here's where you get here's where Erin.
It gets good.
Yeah, Erin becomes again Rambo, and she's laying on the ground, and you get I think it's Wolf or no, it's Sheep. It's a sheep mask guy.
I believe,
comes in,
yeah.
And he takes a swing and he misses with the axe.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah, because he gets a kick to the dick.
Yeah. Don't waste any time doing that if your life is in danger.
Yeah,
don't have any respect for dicks in that situation.
Oh yeah, no respects for dick in any situation.
I'll rip it off.
If it's between stepping in a puddle or stepping on some dicks.
Yeah.
Fuck these dicks.
Fuck them.
I'm stepping on all the dicks.
The dicks are in my way then, and I have no choice but to get wet? No.
Yeah,
get the dick out of my way.
Yeah, so she removes the dick from the equation via her foot, and then she tenderizes them.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
She's making a burger.
You could say she double taps several times.
She you know what? I believe I counted them in the book, and it's 13.
Hey.
13 times he gets brained by something whose job it is to flatten meat.
She's all about crushing skull.
Yeah,
that's all she does this movie.
That's the guy. That's the person
skull.
you want on your team.
Yeah. The Skull Crusher. That's her nickname now.
Yeah.
She's from Australia. It's Erin the Skull Crusher McOutback. I don't know.
She's starting a wrestling career when she gets back.
She's sort of fucking, I don't know, euthanasia clinic.
Aggressive euthanasia clinic?
You don't want to live anymore? I got this meat tenderizer.
Yeah, I can fix it. You're going to hate it.
Why don't you lay down? I'm going to put this pillow right here. Anyway, yeah, she's really into just turning skulls into caves. Mm-hmm. She puts a little dent in his head. And the whole time you got Felix and Z just like watching.
Yeah, just, okay.
Oops.
Yeah, we might have fucked up, guys.
Yeah. I like, at that point, I was still like, oh, they're just surprised that she's going ham. I mean, at any point, I think I would do the same thing, though. Like,
yeah.
You've been chasing me this whole time. I don't want you to come back up.
No, 100%.
I just got you down. I'm not doing it again.
Now, what's going through Z and Felix's head at this point is like, well, if we were going to do like a big reveal at any time during this night that like we're behind this, we're not now.
Yep. That's now a secret that stays.
We're going to keep that promptly to ourselves.
They do a really shit job at that, too.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They wait like 2 seconds till they can't find Erin and then just shout all of the information she needs to hear.
Yeah. So I think like we got gear up now. We got gear up scene where she's prepping the house with Lee.
Yeah. They're just putting spikes through wood.
Mm-hmm. Conversation happens at some point where I think it's around now that Felix admits to the fact that, because he goes down to the basement with Dad. Right?
No.
That happens later. That must happen later.
They're like walking around somewhere and they're talking to their dad and their dad's like, I think somebody's after our family, and then the wolf just slits his fucking throat.
Right. That is exactly what happens. Thank you.
And they just stand there and go,
oh shit, that happens when they go upstairs and they find Mom. And then they're like in the hallway afterward, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or no. It's more towards the end, but still
fine.
Same hallway.
Anyway, fucking Dad gets his throat cut.
He comes out and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think this is a planned thing."
That's when they find the piss bottles and shit.
Yeah. That's when he finds the piss bottles.
Woo! So things happen in like things happen like in order. We're still like jumping around through like characters. Mm-hmm. So around this point, it's fucking Drake with his shitty arrow shoulder, and Felix in the basement.
It
probably happens later too.
It gets no. So they
I'm good at this. This is going well.
The Erin hides in some fucking room.
Like behind a curtain?
No, it's in a room because there's a keyhole and the light shines through.
Right.
And the dude's walking around looking
during
for her.
the conversation.
Yeah.
And between him and Felix, where they're talking about, because he comes in and finds his fucking dead brother.
Yeah.
His meat tenderized head brother.
Yeah, so then they start looking for her, and that's when like her phone goes off too, I believe.
Drake passes the fuck out, and Erin stashes him in like a curtained off,
literally
like, corner,
behind curtains.
Just throws him there, and he's cool for a bit.
Curtains barely touch the ground. You can still see him laying there.
Yeah.
No, and then he like wakes up and comes out, and then that's when the wolf guy like turns around with an axe. By the way, these guys are wearing like full-on tactical gear.
Yeah, they do. Sure have that on.
And Erin runs out and stabs him with a screwdriver.
Hey man, you put your arm fucking little elbow grease into that. It probably works just fine.
You're wearing all this.
Yeah.
And somebody can stab you with a screwdriver.
It's probably hot. Just take it off.
Yeah.
It's not doing nothing.
Like, you're just wearing that to look like that.
Yeah.
What garbage army surplus store sold you this garbage stab vest?
Not to mention, you're also, like, giving a little bit of information about yourself away. You know? Like, okay, where'd you get flak vests from?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how common this shit is in the States. Probably more.
Probably way more
but
so.
I wouldn't know where to get body armor right now if you asked me.
No. I would say try the army surplus store.
Yeah.
And you're probably not going to find it there.
No. You're going to find airsoft guns and sadness.
Yeah. A lot of MREs and fucking helmets.
What's an MRE?
Meals ready to eat.
Oh, good. Yeah, I just D-rations in my head, every time.
So at this point, it's just fucking animals versus Erin.
Yeah.
And the dumb brother comes out, and Aaron stabs the guy in the back. I don't understand how that fucking works. And then you get some red flags with like Felix and Z, and she's like, "Yeah, I stabbed him." He's like, "Well, did you kill him?
Yeah.
Is he dead? I mean, I'm sure everything's all right, right? We're probably good here. You stabbed him.
Yeah. Let's just forget about this whole thing.
You guys want to sit down? We could finish this dinner still.
Yeah. I'm just a fucking turkey.
Just brush the arrows off.
I drove far.
Yeah, and they all go down to the basement for some reason.
Felix and Drake in the fucking basement having a conversation about God knows what.
Something along the lines of something, and then Felix turns the dumb brother into a screwdriver holder.
Yeah, he does.
He fucking stabs him with every screwdriver he's got.
Well, they're in the basement, and they're like by this tool bench and stuff, and it's got like whatever, the racks with the shit on it. I assume it's some kind of workbench. And I imagine Felix is like, dude, there's nothing to hold your screwdrivers around here at all, Dad.
You need a magnetic strip, buddy.
Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Drake, come here.
It's like a knife block.
And like, Felix stabs him and he's like he's confused about the fact that he just stabbed him. So he hits him with the screwdriver and he's like, oh, and then Felix is looking at him like, yeah, it's weird, man. Here's 4 more.
Oh, man, how did that? I can't believe you just got stabbed.
Yeah.
Who did? Me?
Oh.
Well, yeah.
One.
And then he's like, yeah, why don't you just die? I'm like, come on.
You're making this so hard on me.
Yeah. You think I want to do this? I do.
I want that money, please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I don't even think we've revealed it. At this point,
yeah.
it's very apparent
obvious,
that these two have hired this crew.
And here's some money, and money. Here's an extra fucking couple $100,000, and also your brother's dead, so you can have his share.
Yeah.
That'll make you feel better, right?
Yeah, this is all the information that they're shouting that Aaron just overhears through the keyhole.
Now, the guy whose brother was killed, he looks like it would take a quiet sneeze to set him off and have him kill you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't antagonize him after he just found his dead brother, is all I'm saying. Felix taking liberties with the fact that he's got control of their money. Because, I mean, like, there's a decent chance he wouldn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, he could just cut his losses and kill both of them.
Yeah.
All right, no money, but, oh well. You don't have money.
I my brother, though, didn't I? You know? That guy, the look on his face is like, vengeance would be just as good as $500,000 to me.
Yeah.
Don't play games with them.
Sometimes vengeance is $6,000.
Yeah. So yeah, we fucking so while they're in the basement and Drake is getting murdered, we're doing the nails in the boards and we're fucking nailing them to the shit. And then Aaron goes, I grew up in a survivalist camp, so naturally I know what camo looks like. And then turns her head for 5 seconds, and Lee just tries to plant the board in her skull.
Oh, yeah. It's the whole, like, she walks up behind her, and she turns back, and she puts it behind her back like a fucking cartoon.
This is retarded because, like, even the way that they shot it, you'd be able to see that board lowering at least half of the way to beside her. And hey, how come you were holding that so high?
What's behind your back? Why do you have both hands behind your back and you're standing behind me for no reason?
While we were just manufacturing weapons. Weird, huh?
Yeah, it's very, very interesting the way you're just looming over me. And where did that board go with the nails in it?
That's fucking.
Well.
I'm sure it'll turn up.
You know what they say in Australia? 2 in the hand. One, I don't know, better than 1 in the bush, isn't that?
Sure. I didn't know that was an Australian saying.
I don't fucking know.
That's not true if you're talking about wieners. I'd rather have 1 in the bush than 2 in the hand.
Yeah, if you got 2 in your hand, that's a lot of work.
It is.
That's
you got to fucking be a professional skier for that shit.
Oh, the slaloms.
Yeah.
So Aaron finds the father throat slit and like realizes, oh, I'm not alone. There's somebody behind me with a machete and throws herself through the window like a fucking animal.
Yeah. But I mean, she must have cased this place, you know? She knows exactly what it's like to fall 2 stories and land okay. Yeah. She was pretty okay with that gigantic glass in her leg. Yeah.
Like you just see it sticking out like, oh, it's a little piece of glass. But then
it's much larger than a little piece.
She just keeps it's like a clown's handkerchief. She just keeps pulling the glass out of her fucking leg.
Now, I will say that when it comes to a shard of glass, chances are she probably knows that it didn't hit anything serious, right?
Yeah.
She's got knowledge. Now, you might want to leave it in.
You might.
It's a glass shard. It's going to be smaller. It's like an iceberg and you got the tip in there.
You think? You would think. No, this one's the opposite. It's like somebody fucking put a machete into a holster and she's pulling it out. Honestly, how do you keep running after that? Should have gone through your fucking leg.
You don't.
The muscles should have been just shredded.
Adrenaline is a son of a bitch. I just say that. If a mom can lift a helicopter off of her child, I can take you're good to run for the rest of the night when you're in danger.
Fine.
You know?
I'll give them that.
It's a tiny slice. It's fine. You ever step on glass before? You just fucking pull that shit right out. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean,
unless it's a whole window pane like that.
But for me, it's more like a broken glass I dropped, and it's not really a fucking meter-long shard. Biggest windows in the goddamn world, too.
Yeah. Well, when you're rich, you want everybody to see how rich you are inside there.
I feel like those windows had the wood things. I don't know.
They did, yeah.
I don't know how she got that huge piece of glass, because the glass wasn't even that big.
Those ones, so the windows in that bedroom, they were larger than the ones like that get stepped through, that the arrow comes through or anything.
Okay.
They still had those wood squares, but they were bigger squares.
All right.
He's redoing the house. He wants a little bit of dynamic from one room to another.
Fine.
One's probably got polka dots.
Fine.
Yeah.
So they decide that she's gone and they should chase her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, oh, she's probably running up the road. We got to go before the cops get to her.
So this is when it's Felix and Lee outside with the killers. And again, we're maskless, despite the fact we don't know where she is. Mm-hmm. But we've already fucking yelled our plan loud enough for her to hear. So I guess the idea of discretion is way off the table.
Yeah. And so the one guy's like, I'm going to go this way. You're going to go that way. Mm-hmm. And they fucking go down the street or whatever. And one of them is like, oh, you know what? I think I might double back.
Yeah, she might have just gone back into that house, huh?
Yeah, I forget if this is the guy who steps on the nail.
I believe it is, yeah.
Or I mean, that might have happened earlier. Anyway, somebody steps on a nail and it gets blood everywhere, and they're like, "Oh, you're leaving your DNA." And he's like, "I'll clean it all up."
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is the one where the dude kind of just like looks through the wrong window.
Yeah, he does.
He just kind of pokes his head up.
And
hey, neighbor, how's it going? And
we're not neighbors.
Nah, not a friendly welcome.
I'm really wondering if this thunder is going to be audible. It's kind of funny.
Yes, if you guys hear thunder, it's not added in. We didn't make it spooky on purpose. This is just the atmosphere of the film drawing thunder in.
Now go ahead and tell me how unfriendly that welcome was.
Well, it was an axe in the face.
Yep.
It doesn't get much unfriendlier than that. She should have, like, if she had been giving the middle finger while doing that, that would have been that's
just a marginally more disrespectful.
Yeah, but honestly, I think she hit the nail on the head and the head on the head with the axe. Because that happens.
Yeah, it does.
And then she fucking booby traps the house with that
fucking big swinging axe.
It's like a brick, and it's right in the front door, and so as you open that, and there's just so that's there, and she's just like chilling, doing her thing, just waiting for somebody to walk through that front door. When all of a sudden the dude comes in through the window, and
like an asshole.
It's bad for her because she didn't booby trap that. She didn't booby trap that at all.
Now booby trap more things.
Yeah, booby trap one door.
You're clearly good at it. Yeah.
This is the fucking mansion.
There's 30 doors.
It's just lined with doors. This is a huge house.
Yeah.
But yeah, she comes in, and she lures him to the basement.
Yeah.
And this is where I was like, oh shit, what's going on here? She breaks all the lamp lights that are hanging from the ceiling.
Does, while she's running.
And she has got a camera with a flash, and she sets it up.
I knew immediately what she did.
Yeah.
Because he comes down the stairs, and it's just the camera flashing.
Yeah.
And it's pitch black. And then right away, I'm like, she's nowhere near that fucking camera.
No.
You'd have to be
why would she be?
A stone cold fucking retard to think that she would be anywhere near the one way that you could find her in the dark.
Yeah. Yep.
But he goes, oh, she's right by that camera.
Huh? Oh, she's probably taking selfies down here.
She's taking help me selfies.
Oh, she also fucking throat punches him when he comes through the window too. I forgot to mention that. She punches him right into the throat.
I think I laughed real hard when I saw that.
So yeah, he's kind of fucking walking down this like weird. This basement is so tiny.
Before this happens, this is the guy that when he comes through, she takes the boiling water and throws it on him, but it's cold.
No, that's the brother.
That's the brother.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
That's all right. It's all right. That's why
I'm gonna kill myself tonight.
That's why I watched this movie today.
Yeah.
So yeah, he comes down the stairs and camera flashing, skull smashing. She takes care of business.
Yeah, she does. I like in this movie how efficiently these guys are dispatched. Like the dudes with the insane training who obviously have been hitmen for quite some time because they plan.
Yeah.
And it's like, it don't really matter.
And they've got realistic health too. They don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't disappear and come back.
Yeah, stepping on a nail hurts.
It does.
Yeah, getting kicked in the dick hurts.
Yeah, you got to take a step back for a minute and think about life while your dick hurts. It's not like they all this planning. They didn't wear a goddamn cup.
You know, that's a great point. I would.
All this stab-proof vest, and you didn't protect your dick.
You're really assuming a high level of respect from the people you're trying to murder.
You're just leaving your dick just open. They're
not going to get anywhere near my dick. That's an unspoken rule.
You might as well pull it through the fly.
Yeah, just have it out.
Yeah.
Insult to injury.
Yeah, you might as well have a plastic window in your goddamn pants so everybody can see your dick and balls. That's all. That's what you should have done because you didn't wear a cup. It's the same thing.
It is.
It's essentially the same thing. Every day you don't wear a cup, you might as well pull your dick and balls.
I'm going to get pants that are like your space backpack for your cat.
I like that.
And it's going to be cup area, just an open, like a porthole.
Yeah. Oh, like a porthole.
So you can see in and it can see out.
I don't know if I like that.
You shouldn't.
Oh man, I'm gonna walk right up and just knock on that as hard as I can.
Yeah, and I go, who's there?
Try not having that done to you. So yeah, the wolf gets brained,
He does.
and then fucking.
Okay.
This is where she's walking through the house, and obviously there's somebody pointing a crossbow in the window.
Yeah.
It's the brother, and he shoots it. Felix fires that crossbow so fucking good.
Yeah.
And he misses her.
Yeah. She goes, ah!
Yeah, she throws her hands in the air like a goddamn Muppet and falls over.
And I figured it would just be a shoulder, but fuck it, shit wasn't even that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe she was like, yeah, just fucking shoot that crossbow at me.
Yeah, because she really
Give your position away.
She's not moving quickly.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, if she noticed everybody else, why wouldn't she notice this too?
Well, and now she thinks that probably that was the last one. I don't know if they ever get like a full tally of how many assailants there are. But you realize you only see like 3 masks, and she's seen them repeatedly. So maybe she's like, well, I got them.
Maybe.
I can relax for a sec. By the way, my leg hurts.
If she was any kind of anything, she would have had her inclinations, Like,
yeah.
Hey, where's Dingaling and Z?
Yeah, it's weird that I haven't seen those two who seem to be fully unscathed in this fiasco.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're just always just okay.
Yeah.
Nope, it seems like these guys just don't care for them at all. Maybe they're like.
Well, these are the
still.
estranged weirdos for sure. Anyway, right?
Yeah. They're definitely they're very artsy. They paint with their wieners. Oh, we brush right over.
I want you to fuck me right next to your dead mom.
Yeah.
Felix and Z up there just looking at dead mom in the bed for I can't remember why. And then Z gets horned up and is like, she says it twice, dude.
Yeah, she does.
Fuck me next to your dead mom.
And he's like, I'm not into it.
We never do anything fun. Is what she fucking says to him.
Because
then he like gestures like, look around. And then she goes, well then fuck me next to your dead mom.
There's no bigger wet blanket than somebody who doesn't want to fornicate on a dead body. I tell you.
Let alone my mother.
You're really flipping the lights on at this boy-girl party. Showing me the dead body and everything.
Holy shit, I'm so happy that you just said even the fact that we glossed over something. I was like having a train of thought about it. Oh yeah. We can't not mention that about this movie.
Yeah, because like Z doesn't get much airtime.
No, she doesn't.
When she does, it's terrible.
It is.
So yeah, they fire that crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing. You're firing a crossbow. It's going to hit that glass. There's no way that arrow is going straight.
No, that's true.
I feel like that's going to make it difficult. Secondly, you don't just reload a crossbow.
No, it's quite difficult.
That's something you dig into the earth and use every fucking muscle in your body to do.
Yeah.
I think she went like a shotgun when he handed that off to her.
She just fucking loaded it up. They do mention when Felix asks for the crossbow, and I can't remember if it's Felix Jolie that actually fires it. Either one. Regardless, the guy who brought it to the party was like, well, you only got 2 shots with that thing, so make them count. And then they promptly don't make them count at all.
They don't even fucking try and use a calculator.
No. Fuck it. This is all head math.
Yep.
You fucked up the trajectory.
Where did the second one go? I don't even think they fired the second one.
No, I think I don't know. I don't remember if he brings it into the house when he's chasing after he shoots her.
Yeah.
And then this is the boiling water that she throws, and he's like, it's fucking cold, bitch.
Yeah.
And then promptly slips, like, yeah, eat your shit.
It was probably oil.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but at the same time, how long has that been boiling for? You boiled that hours ago. And you think it's still hot?
There's probably... Okay, well, first of all, somebody clearly turned the burner off who's responsible for house fires.
Yeah, well, I mean, Smokey the Bear probably stopped and was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Well, he looked through the window like, there's a lot of blood, but... Oh!
It makes sense. They are in the woods.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
But, yeah, eventually it's going to boil out, and it's just going to be a hot pot on the stove. You could have just, like, if it was still on, just picked up the pot and, like, just, here's your face with this fucking pot.
But no.
Anyway, she does something much better.
Yeah, why don't you tell her?
Well, Felix slips and falls like a clumsy oaf, and then Aaron grabs, I guess, the only thing that's sharp that's left in the kitchen, which is a blender with blades. Mm-hmm. And she promptly embeds that fucking blender in Felix's head and turns it on.
Not only that, she holds it down.
Because I guess she wanted scrambled eggs.
Well, yeah, she wanted to make sure the fruit was blended. She didn't want that fucking raspberry chunks at the bottom.
She was dissatisfied by dinner, and she wanted to make a nice hummus.
There's nothing worse than a smoothie with chunks in it.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Easily the best kill we've ever had in any movie we've watched yet.
Dude, it's fucking amazing. So between that and the golf axe, like I lost my mind. I laughed my shitty dick right off my body when that guy got blended. I'm
excited to see a kill that's going to top that. Because I don't know.
I know of a couple movies that have some.
I mean, Jason X has got the corkscrew.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to find a better one. I laughed really hard when that happened.
Yeah, dude, that shit was funny.
And then
know how funny it is? I forgot how Z dies.
Fucking Aaron just turns around and stabs her in the top of the head.
Right.
And then that's that. And then she just sits there, and then the phone rings.
Yeah, that's all she deserves. And the phone rings, and who's on the other line, Matthew?
Well, that's good. Crispin finally got to the outside of the signal jammer.
Oh, thank God. Well, I missed the part where Felix goes into the trunk of his car and turns off the signal jammer.
Yeah, because
he did that.
It turns out it's a real thing.
Yeah, and it's just a fucking box. Like, all
yeah,
right. It looks like a breaker box. I don't know.
It looks very homemade with antennae and everything. It's like a router they painted black.
It's fantastic.
And Crispin,
he spends
his phone etiquette's not good.
He spends about 5 seconds not at all verifying that who he's speaking to is in on the scheme that he's just about to reveal he was a part of.
Yeah,
before going, I don't like to be near all the blood and guts.
Hey man, I didn't sign up for this.
So just how about that money though? I'm talking to Felix, right? I suppose I should have made sure of that before I began revealing the whole plan to anyone who answered.
Doesn't even let her get a word in edgewise.
No.
He's just like, when did you kill those fucking guys yet? Is it over in there? Can I come back? I don't want to get blood on my shoes.
Yeah.
I need the money. Dead parents, dead family. Dead family. Felix, I can hear you breathing. Family dead.
Hey, Felix, you're silly. Stop playing this prank.
Yeah.
And then Aaron's just in there, standing there with the fucking phone and drops it. And then we get, 3 minutes of gaslighting. when Crispin's like, hey, I know this seems horrible, but I promise I was going to let you live.
Yeah.
And we were going to be together forever.
Not
also,
before.
by the way, I've done all this work. Do you really want to ruin that for me?
Really? Really? You gonna do that to me?
That seems selfish of you. Hey, we totally discussed this in the car. Remember when I mentioned I was going to kill my whole family?
Yeah.
I totally said it. You're having one of those episodes.
You agreed to be a witness to this whole thing in your sleep. I thought we discussed this. You were going to be a witness, and we were going to give you less money than the people who were going to kill these guys, because I'm not entirely being truthful with you, probably.
And now here's the thing, right? This is why the teacher fucked the student. Okay. This is because I could probably, if the dick's real good, convince you to go along with this thing, because we likely have about 7-8 years between us.
You know, if you're wearing tweed, the dick's never good.
Here's the other thing, too. Clearly, Crispin has not paid attention to a fucking sentence ever about her life story to not have any idea that she used to live with militia.
She makes a point of being like, I haven't told Crispin that yet.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You know what? Had he told her, or had she told him that, I bet she wouldn't be on this trip.
I'd bring her everywhere.
Well,
she wouldn't be on that trip, no.
Oh, God, no.
She could have saved herself a whole lot of guff by just talking about her childhood.
Right. So, yeah, that whole conversation happens, but not before Crispin's like, hey, where's my brother?
Yeah.
And she's like, I put a blender in it. That's not an Australian accent. Good
right.
day, mate. I put a blender in his head. That's not an Australian accent. She's
doing
just
better
like,
than me.
I put a blender in his head and turned it on. And he's like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
He does
and
go, okay.
I stabbed her in the head. Ah, yes.
Well, all right, Aaron.
Yeah.
Cool. Fucking, yeah, he's got about, just not even at all shocked. But I mean, you tacitly understand that she just heard everything that you said.
Absolutely.
All right. He comes at it so fucking, calmly, and he's doing that inch toward thing. And it's I would not let you get that close, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I see your face now, and it's just going to be everybody that I just watched die. You know? And two people that I killed because you brought me here.
Yeah, and well, I mean, finish the job. Let's just end this whole fucking family. That family name ends today.
Yeah, it does. We're done.
Stabs Crispin right in his dumb neck.
Yeah. Real quick and easy with that.
And then that's when the cops show up and shoot her in the fucking arm.
Yeah, the cops shoot her right in the arm right away. And then promptly ask for backup as you're entering a house. Number one, bad police. Bad copping.
Yep.
Enters the house through the front door. I don't know if anybody listening here remembers what's at the front door. But it's that fucking axe.
It's a treat present.
Yeah.
It's a nice little tasty treat.
Erin gets shot in the shoulder so hard that she goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up just in time to be like, probably don't come in the door, officer.
Hold on a minute. I'm naked.
Occupado.
By the way, that cop, I'm guessing he witnessed her stab him in the neck.
Yes.
Because he shot first and did not ask a question.
No, he had no questions to ask.
There was no, hey, hands up. It's,
I mean, good on him for not automatically assuming that she was a victim of domestic violence and defending herself.
Sure.
I mean, that's an idea that people have sometimes. Anyway, the fucking end of the movie happens with the axe going into the cop's face.
And then blood hits the screen and you're next.
And you're fucking next.
You are next, which is
you, the viewer,
very ominous.
Yeah.
Very, very threatening. It's like, I don't even know, like you're in line for something and you're just like, you're next.
It's never something good, though.
Yeah, it's always a murder. It's never a coffee.
It's never a coffee.
So, out of 10, what do you give it?
Now, I fucking love this movie. I don't even give a shit.
That's fine.
The murders were great. The self-defense murders were great. There was there's some weird lightheartedness to it almost.
Yeah.
And also exciting watching somebody be able to handle themselves when it comes to a situation where you assume they're going to die. 8.5 out of 10 for this.
8.5 out of 10. Okay.
85%.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Great kills.
Also, some things like that I didn't expect that you don't see in a lot of movies.
Oh, yeah. No, there was some creative stuff. As much as I got annoyed by seeing the reflection of the mask on it, good stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. I liked the blender. There wasn't a kill. I wasn't
really
like, oh,
liked the
come on.
Yeah, no, they were all good.
So
Even like the Z head knife, it's like, I just want to be done with killing people now.
I'm going to give them props, though, because they could have full on, if they really wanted to, they could have slapped based on a true story right at the beginning of this.
And ruined my fucking life?
I've seen this episode of Forensic Files, and like, it's the one where the son hires his friends to kill his family to inherit the money, but they make silencers out of tennis ball guns, and they find the fibers of a tennis ball.
Oh my God.
Sorry, they make silencers out of tennis balls in a tube.
Yeah.
A PVC tube they fill full of tennis balls.
Okay.
And they find like the fibers all around.
Shit.
So like, oh shit.
That's some forensic filing right there.
That is.
Holy fuck.
Somewhere there's a goddamn cabinet packed full of these files, and they are forensically filed from A to Z.
Yeah. Forensically
alphabetical. All right. So, look, I got good movies for next week.
Okay, sick.
I think every single one of these movies is going to be a winner no matter what you pick.
That was me last week.
So I'm going to give you the themes that I got. And I'll right now, I wanted one of the themes to be animal because I wanted black sheep. But it's too soon for another horror comedy.
Dude, there's sheep incest in that movie.
I've not seen it. So how do you know it's incest?
Because it's a guy coming onto a sheep.
That's not incest.
Well, it is when you're part sheep. I'm giving too much away.
Oh boy. All right. There's a whole lot of this movie that.
Oh, dude. I didn't even spoil shit. That's the best part. I tipped your iceberg for you.
Well, I'm not making that one of the
bottom
movies.
of that, you see those fucking iceberg explanation videos? Mm-hmm. The bottom of that is somebody fucks a sheep. That's at least what happens in that movie.
I'm not sure. Are you trying to convince me to change my mind here? Do you want animals to be part of this? Okay.
I like your three themes here. I assume three anyway.
There are three.
Okay.
Killers who aren't who you expect.
Okay. Twists.
People who are outside who want in.
If that one is let the right one in.
It's not, but it almost was.
Oh my God.
I came up with another one where people want in. Because that one's different because you have to they have to ask, right?
Yeah.
It's a vampire.
Okay.
These people don't ask.
No, they just come right in.
Yeah.
It's probably zombies.
Big houses in the middle of nowhere.
And then big houses in the middle of nowhere. When I was trying to do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit, that was one of the ones that I wrote down too. Okay. I didn't end up using it because it was so vague. So I'm kind of This one's tough for me. Let's go big houses in the middle of nowhere.
I'm kind of glad you picked that one because I've not seen this movie, but somebody on Twitter recommended it to us.
Okay.
It fit right in the theme, so I slapped it together.
Yeah.
We'll be watching The Visit.
Oh, Matt, you don't even know what you've done.
I did good.
This movie is going to piss you off so bad.
I love it.
Old people with a secret.
Hey, that's the other theme.
The worst child acting.
Oh, boy.
Of almost any movie I've ever seen.
Oh, good. I'm glad you've already seen it.
Holy shit, like 3 times.
Oh, well, okay. So it's got to be all right then.
It sucks.
Then why did you watch it 3 times?
Other people.
Either way, we're watching it.
Yeah,
it's going to be time number 4.
I'm so happy that you chose an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I like to sneak them in there.
Yeah.
I like to sneak them in there as much as I can.
Couldn't have done The Happening, eh?
I tried to do The Happening. You poo-pooed The Happening.
I sure did. Well, I didn't shit this one.
Well, this one, the movies you passed up were Scream and The Purge.
Okay. I knew The Purge was coming sooner than later.
But it's gotta.
Yeah.
It's gotta be in there.
Especially after reading the synopsis of the most recent Purge.
The Forever Purge.
Ethnic cleansing.
All right, well, that's the movie.
Sick. The Visit next week,
eh? The Visit next week.
Radical. I'm ready.
It looks like it's found footage. I'm not sure if it is or not.
It is.
I don't know who's finding this footage.
It's found footage in a dumb way.
Well, that's cool because we haven't done. That's
true.
One.
The problem is now found footage is going to be a theme.
That's cool.
For me, for next week.
That's cool.
And you're fucked because There's like 80 of them.
I know what you like.
Yeah.
I know the things you like.
I could make just a list of movies that are just found footage based on subgenres.
Hey, if that's what happens, that's what happens.
I have an enjoyment of found footage that borders on gay infatuation.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I was able to make your little wet dream come true for you and open up that little door.
My moist nighttime dream.
That door that lets the fucking flood of liquids come through.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just bad ghosts in fucking shitty houses that like somebody paid a security guard $50 a shoot in for a night. I love it.
So every Paranormal Activity. Gotcha.
Yeah, dude.
So those will be coming up real
They
soon.
sure will.
Just, I mean, that's, yeah. You can get that as soon as you know it's found footage, that's a theme for next week. It's probably going to worm its way in.
I may avoid that one.
Hey.
That one series just because
Sure.
it's the found footage series.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
I might bring some out of left field for you.
Okay. All
I got
right.
a couple weird ones on the mind. All right.
Well, that's the podcast.
Good fucking podcast. I'm so happy that like I did a very relatively competent job of remembering things.
You did not, like, you got all the main parts.
Yeah.
I just put them in order for you.
I was like waiting for your notes and it would just like refresh a moment where I had something to say at the time when I watched it anyway. So it worked out for me.
That was all right.
Try to remember the fucking book next time.
Bring the right book.
I have like one job for this.
Yeah. Bring the book.
Fuck's sake.
All right. Well, that's the podcast. I'm going to end the podcast this time
Yeah, do it.
with a swear word.
Ooh.
Fuck. And shit also.